I think you should have gotten that hero sooner, though.
Yeah. Hey, we're live now. Let's see if it's my computer or it's definitely not the internet.
Hey, there it is. We're live. Come back and hang out with us. GB4. Everybody goes that ball. If you're a Ebonite Brunswick family fan.
Here's a few people.
There we now we're working. Is it better on your end?
Maybe. Probably.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for the notification.
For those that are in here, can you let us know if this is better? Please. Oh, look out. Okay.
Yay.
Oh, there's that angle.
Is it working now?
Oh, I see faces.
Okay.
Faces
It's working
are good.
now.
I clicked the wrong one.
So far, so good. Yep, much better.
Cool.
Fantastic.
All right. Well,
Where
we're
were
hard.
we?
Yeah, we're hardwired.
We were
now,
talking about
so.
salsa and stuff. I know.
Yeah, we were talking about salsa in Dodge City. Hey, Colin. All right.
Good morning, Colin.
So we can kind of get back to this.
Yep.
I'm going to delete the other one, so we'll kind of restart here, I guess. We're going to be talking about the PBA playoffs. Got some fantastic double IPA from LB Brewing Company in Hayes, Kansas, which is about 200 miles west of here. Yes. Reading Lance's mind. So tell us about the beer again. So, yep. LB Brewing Company, it stands for Liquid Bread. And this is their double IPA served in Norseman Brewing Company glasses, Topeka, Kansas.
Never been there. Check it out. It is
yeah,
very
I mean,
good.
it's a really great color, too. So
Yes, it is.
And this is, once again, I'm coming around to IPAs kind of slowly.
About time.
But it's one of those things, it's, you know, if you have an IPA, it's got to be a good one or you're probably not going to like it because it's a stronger flavor.
It is. Yep.
Stouts, porters, the same thing. If you have a bad one, it's going to be bitter and heavy.
Yep.
And just like IPAs, they're going to punch you in the throat. Kevin, yes, this is live. This is live now.
I still don't think I can get me to come around on sours though.
Yeah, you just don't think the sours thing's going to happen.
It's just not going to be me. No.
Yeah.
No. New drama between Luke and YouTube.
Yeah.
All right.
But this one's great, and this is what I find about the double IPAs, the triple IPA. Like the regular IPAs are the ones that are more prone to being bitter for me.
Yeah.
But there was one, Central Standard in Wichita did one called Kangaroo Headlock. It was like 14%.
Right.
And it was like it was like an Imperial IPA or something like that, or a quadruple IPA or whatever it was. And I mean, it was the silkiest thing I've ever tasted. I mean, it was, just packed with, flavor, but it's like, oh my gosh.
And you usually do the tasters.
Yeah.
When you put all your
What was it you had last night? I can't remember.
The Petrus Passion Fruit Sour.
Yeah, I see now.
So yeah, and it just,
If he gets two, he usually gets the stupid silly for the other one.
We went to Yard House for dinner last night.
Yeah, Yard House in Kansas City.
Late dinner.
Then we were talking about don't get fajitas or any Mexican food in Colorado. So
okay, duly noted.
Yeah, we found that out. So there's a good point.
Well, I probably wouldn't go anyways.
With alcohol and barley, yeah.
We did bowl tournament yesterday.
Boulder tournament. We're talking about that there is good Mexican food in southwestern Kansas.
Yep.
There's a really big Mexican population down there. Dodge City, especially. I bring back salsa from there every day. It's a 5-hour drive. And so most of the time we head back on Thursday because by the time I get back to Salina and drop my...
Am I back home?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. The Bassmaster. Should have brought Ray to...
Apparently my 5-year-old daughter is a fishing expert. She's done it once in her life, by the way. More of a golden lager wheat beer guy. I'm not a big wheat beer guy, but I do like golden lagers. Had a couple of those last night. I had a burrito with ghost pepper cheese yesterday. It was, oh my gosh. That sounds amazing.
I'm distracted by commercials.
Also found out if you wear a mask in Colby, Kansas, you're a weirdo. There are certain places in Kansas, if you wear it, like when we went to Tulsa, and I walk into the gas station to go to the restroom, and I had a mask on, and I can't remember what town, just outside of Oklahoma, and They are
Yeah,
looking at
nobody-
me like I was the craziest human being on the face of the earth. Like, what is wrong with this guy? What are you doing? And there's the pups.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Doggo puppers. You guys got to move.
Oh, you know, stop. Hang on. Sit. Nope. We're getting, sorry,
Bell.
dogs here.
Yeah.
Go.
Are you stuck now, Una?
Nope,
Thank you.
we're good.
Thank you.
Hi. Nope. Nope.
Yeah,
Hey.
so and that's
There
the
it
thing
is.
is that if you wear a mask in Colby, you're a weirdo. If you wear a mask in just anywhere else, really, Unibel, Una, go away.
Sorry if it looks like you're on a roller coaster.
Yeah, Stampede. Yeah,
Stampede.
yeah. Somebody was asking me if when we did the live report card the other night, it's like, is there an earthquake? It's like, no, the camera's just sitting on the Angel was adjusting it, and the camera's just sitting on the table that the ball returns on.
Yeah, it's
or the table's attached to the ball return, so
Yep.
every time a ball comes back, the camera shakes. Well,
There
that
you
was
go.
a uniquake.
Uniquake.
But yeah, everywhere else in Kansas so far, they don't have the mask mandate. The only place, Kansas doesn't have a mask mandate anymore.
Yep.
And so there are some places like the larger chains or stuff. If you go into a McDonald's or a big hotel chain or whatever else, they want you to still wear the mask. But if you go into a local place or a gas station or whatever else, they don't care, and they all look at you funny.
Is Northwood still requiring them? You know, I'm just curious.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think now that it's kind of over again, it's kind of the local stuff. They don't require it anymore. A lot of the local people are kind of okay with it, and a lot of people have been vaccinated, or they've either been vaccinated or they've already had it and they don't care anymore. Or,
the Mexican restaurant by my house, they still ask for them.
Yeah.
But nobody wears them. I mean, it's what it is. It's still weird when you walk into a restaurant.
Yeah.
Still weird when you walk into a restaurant and sit, and you actually have people sitting next to you instead of spaced out.
Yeah.
You feel like somebody's sitting on top of you.
Yeah, I know. It's such a weird thing because I was walking around. There were several times when I went to go to the bathroom yesterday at the tournament, and I'm like fumbling around for my mask. I'm like, oh wait, I don't have to have it.
By the way, yesterday when I brought up Lily, sorry, I have to bring this up. We actually had back-to-back Lilies yesterday.
Yeah.
Wasn't the same pair, but one bowler on the left lane and then the right lane on the pair next to them. Back-to-back. Fantastic. Don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
I wear one not to be that guy, but I'm backstage. No problem. No judgment here if you wear a mask.
Yeah.
It just felt weird yesterday to bowl in a tournament and not have a mask around my neck. It was kind of different. Yeah,
that's the way it's been for me in Missouri. Other than the St. Louis area, most places that ask for it don't carry the rate. Yeah, and that's kind of what's going on, especially in Western Kansas. It's a lot slower, more laid back. It's a lot of farm country, not a whole lot going on. So they're generally pretty relaxed about most things.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll talk about the PBA playoffs.
There we go.
Here's some.
Wow.
That's
a love hit right there.
We're in the Andrew Anderson just got his little. Yeah, he's like, that's a messenger, right? That counts, right? It was kind of a light splasher that took out his 8-pin.
The head pin comes off. Was that?
Yeah, that was kind of a messenger. And Kyle's like, no, not really, but I mean, maybe she throw runs of equipment. I digress.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
So anyway, we're watching the Troop Anderson match right now. Kyle's about to throw his. This is game one. Kyle's about to throw his shot in the 8th frame with his Rubicon. Looks pretty sweet.
A little high for 4.
AA's back. You look really good lately. I almost pulled the trigger. We were doing in our Discord. We're doing a little private kind of bracket thing. Everybody kind of filled out a bracket, and there's prizes and whatnot.
Guy in my league threw 5 7-10 splits in a row on the right lane in the league last week. It sounds like Eddie was close.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the. I typed something in the chat. Well, Kyle's got this pink breast cancer ball. I think
it looks like the Belmo ball, but it's
it's a pink breast cancer ball.
It's pretty slick.
And I think it's coming up right here, where he leaves the 610 and then he chops it. And I said, well, it's like, well, he only saved one of the girls on that one.
Sorry. Ordered one of those balls. That's cool. It is a cool looking ball. definitely one of the better looking spare balls, I think.
Angel looks like a much better bowler when you can see her form instead of just the ball going down the lane. She's good. Yes, she is good.
Best spare shooter I've ever seen.
So yeah, there were actually some comments when we did everybody seemed to really like the live report card, and actually I got more views on the live report card already than I typically get on a report card period that's only a couple minutes long. So I think everybody kind of liked that, the idea. And the one thing about, I like videos better because I don't care what they're saying about it. I don't care if the ball does nothing but strike. I'm just looking at ball motion.
Yep.
I don't think anybody now is fooled by the notion that if there's nothing but strikes in a ball video, that the ball, they're trying to trick you into thinking the ball is extra super good and just doesn't ever miss or anything. But I don't really care. I just rather see, it's like, well, I want to see the ball reaction, and I don't want to waste a lot of time doing it. So the live stuff and a lot of the dead space, I'm like, can we just get this on and over with? I just want to see what the ball. But a lot of people seem to really enjoy the live aspect, number one. So it's like, okay, well, if he leaves a big split, then there's no, well, let's just kind of delete that or edit that out of the video later.
Yeah. Well, people really get to see what the bowling ball does. And that's report card live is pretty cool. I think live ball reviews would be pretty cool anyways.
Yeah, and that was kind of why I had the idea. Just sometimes the execution's a little wonky, and the setup it's very time intensive.
Because I was there. I got to see you do it. You guys didn't know I was there, but I was definitely there filming some video. I was there filming some video for the Trident Horizon and all. Released this week, so
yeah, I'm still making the regular report cards for somebody who wants to see the concise kind of chopped up version. But it
was pretty cool to see you do that.
But you can also, again, like I told you on the stream, it's like you can cross reference what it actually looked like on the stream versus what I end up with in the video. And so I'm not trying to create narratives or edit out all the bad shots or whatever else. I'm trying to give the most accurate representation of the ball reaction that I can. And sometimes you can't really see that on terrible. Like there was one of them that it didn't even make it, left to 15. And I'm like, well, there's no reason for this shot to make it in the video. But people, well, I want to see what happens when you tug it. Well, it's going to be completely different for different people on different lane conditions and different centers and whatever else. I mean, if you tug it
to insight, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, the insight and the parallax effect, and she threw the high road max. But I mean, if you tug the ball, if you tug it 2 arrows, it's not going to hold pocket.
Well, I mean,
it's going to overhook.
What's cool is you got to throw it again. You threw it yesterday for a little bit and confirmed what you thought is pretty good. Yeah,
the insight, when I finally went to it for the last 3 or 4 frames of the day and struck out with it, it was pretty great. And that's one of those things I need to talk more about, the whole Lefty idea of things. I think the two-handers and somebody like Trevor Baumgartner, that's kind of a little bit of an aberration where he's a higher rev. Yeah. He's a righty and a lefty body because he doesn't like to do the straight up the lane thing. He can do it if he has to, but he's going to be throwing urethane.
Boy, he can play the rail real good when he needs to, though.
Yeah, he likes to swing it. He likes to get in and slow roll it. He wants to see back end. He wants to see ball motion. Yeah. And so the typical lefty thing is, just fluff it down the side. And if that's not working, okay, well, it's just, you're not going to score. And so you just have fun and, play around. But there's been a lot of times where I've had a lot of trouble scoring at places, and Belton's one of those places where on the left side, it was hit and miss on the right side. Depends on whether or not the shot fit my game, but on the...
I've got to let you answer that question.
Yeah.
What's your eye color, Rick?
Yeah. The left side of the lane... One moment. The left side of the lane is quite a bit more open than it looks like. You just can't. You can get deep and hook it. You just can't play it like a righty. Like righties, a whole lot of the time will kind of fade the middle. Lefties kind of have to get around the middle. But as soon as I got in yesterday, it looked really, really good. And I always beat myself up about it because I'm like,
you played the shim there for a little while too. So I got deep, and I'm like, are you trying to do that? Or?
I tried a bunch of things and it didn't seem like anything was going to work out. But North Rock's the same way.
It is.
When we were at Southwest, I had 2 team sets at Southwest. Neither one of them went great. And then I had 2 more team sets and a double set and a single set before I finally got deep the last game of singles or whatever and shot 250 playing fourth arrow.
You had a solid day when we bowled the Tour KC out there too, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't anything special. It was, a bunch of keeping it close to the pocket and shooting 230 every game, and it's not a bad thing, but it was kind of scraping to get that.
Right.
Anyway, my eye color is blue, just blue. My dad's eyes are actually turquoise.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's really kind of weird. It's halfway in between blue and gray.
Huh.
But yeah, I'm like
that is a random question.
I'm like a husky dog.
I'm like a husky dog.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're just straight up blue.
Practicing with Shim, a big
Yeah, that wasn't creepy.
Yeah,
I know. Luke yesterday was
just creepy in general.
Literally playing the Shim for a little bit, and I asked him, I said, "Are you trying to do that?" Or he goes, "No, I'm trying." So got a Shim to win, baby. Shim
Welcome to the 0.17% to have that combo. Interesting. Ginger with blue eyes.
Yep, and I am hazel.
What are you doing,
Not that
Bugger?
anybody cares about that, but
Yeah,
my eyes are hazel.
Mine are so dark brown.
Oh, that car is beautiful.
Mm,
It's the second really awesome car I've seen in the last 2 days.
that's a Mustang. Isn't
Yes, it is. And
My dad had a Mustang 2 back in the day. 71 or 72 Mustang 2, something like that.
because you threw ProMotion most of the day yesterday, correct?
Yeah, I threw the ProMotion. A couple times I tried to throw
Shocker.
something else. I tried to stay kind of square with it. And it's like, well, that ball's not getting down the lane, and that one's not quite getting back. But I'm pretty good at getting deep when I need to get deep and slow roll it. And I think you'll see that in a particular video that I'm working on.
Comparison?
No. A different kind of special video. I might leave you with a little teaser here at the end.
Teaser there.
But the once I got in with the Insight, it looked pretty.
It did look really good.
Yeah, it looked really good by the time I kind of got things organized, and so I might have to resort to that a little bit more instead of the whole the lefties only play up the side, and if it's not there, then you're probably just not going to score that day. But it works out a whole lot more often, and I'm really good at slow rolling it on the left side. So
the left side looks tough. Every time we bowl there, the left side looks I wouldn't say tough.
It
looks like you definitely have to make shots.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's not that it's actually tough. It's just tougher than the right side is.
Which is very weird, by the way.
Yeah. Well, in Royal Crest,
it's a totally opposite.
Yeah, it's totally opposite deal. I mean, lefties rule the world there at Royal Crest because it's a very scoreable shot, or it lets you comfortably execute. Yep. It's not like it's a terribly easy. It's not like it's just a dead easy shot where you can. Yeah. Because if you miss right, it's still going to check and go. If you miss inside a little bit, it's still going to go. But it kind of lets you comfortably execute, and there's probably 3 boards worth of room, so it's not a super wall. But when you can get comfortable and you get good ball reaction, then that helps you execute.
Which is totally opposite because the right side there, I wouldn't say you have the world, but you've got a lot.
Yeah. There's definitely a good amount of room to shoot at.
Well, especially there was one night there were 7 300s in one game.
Where?
I think only one of them was a lefty.
At Royal Crest?
It was 3 or 4.
At Royal Crest?
Yeah, it wasn't quite that much.
Yeah, sorry, I was one of those.
Yeah.
I had the last.
It was like 2 weeks though that they did it.
We had 1 week. We had 4 300s in game 1 in our 18-team league, and 2 of them were on the same team.
Yeah.
And then, wasn't only one of them a lefty?
It was Rob Wagner.
Okay, and then the other 3 were righties.
So it was Sean Beach, Ryan Miller, Rob Wagner, and myself.
I just when I hear him say lefties
top me off there.
To me, it's just like, well, that means that they score better or something.
No, and they were spread out throughout the house.
Okay, pig.
Yeah.
You best pig. Whoa, poggers. Unibel.
Yeah, that league though is just good in general.
Yeah, plus we have some of the best bowlers that you've never heard of. We've got a handful of Eagle winners there. Just give us regular glasses full of stuff at this point.
I'm sorry.
We have because we're just gonna keep drinking on this one.
I'm gonna limit about half here. Is that cool?
Yeah, do whatever you want to do. But we have
Somebody eyeball
a
that.
handful of Eagle winners. Russ Wilson, Jay Futrell, both have Team Eagles, and I believe Team and Team All Event Eagles. I think that they have 2 of them. They were both.
At one point?
No.
Oh.
Here you are.
No,
sir.
I think that they won Team 1 year and Team All Events another year, and they also Russ finished in the top 10 in like literally everything 1 year too. They finished 4th in team again. Russ was 7th in all events, 5th in singles or something like that. They also won an intercollegiate team championship, I think, in 2001, the Wichita State team. Russ and Jay were kind of the big dogs when Sean Rash got there.
Yeah.
So
that league has to be easily one of the best leagues, long distance.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Nick Vaughn, Bo McVeigh, names
Jeremy
that you probably,
Hirschman.
names that you probably won't recognize, but they're really well known around here, and they were big in college. So if you bowled in college in the late '90s, early 2000s, you're going to remember those guys.
Stephen Keeler.
Yeah, the Wichita State
Stephen
team.
Keeler. Yep.
Linda Keeler was actually on the. She finished 2nd in a national championship when the year that Kelly Kulick got up,
and she also is a Greater Tulsa Open team winner, I think.
Yeah,
which is still an accomplishment because the scores out there.
Oh yeah, the scores out there are crazy. Anytime you win anything or just even do well at Tulsa, Ozarks, whatever else.
A lot of good players out there that a lot of people haven't heard of.
Yeah. So we got guys that do this stuff on the regular.
My grandma's watching, so I have to say hello, Grandma.
Yeah. Trevor averages 245. Have you paid attention to?
Is he really averaging 245?
He was at 240. He had kind of a down week last week, but he was at 246 last week.
See, on the right side, they've actually played pretty tight the last couple of weeks, and minus the week that the approaches were ice. But
I had a terrible week and shot 660 on Thursday.
Must be nice.
Dropped my average all the way down to 230.3.
And also a shout out to Aaron's Family Fun Center yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
They always take really good care of us.
Mike Soroka and
the center is always
Franklin.
clean. Wouldn't you all agree? Center's always clean, and they will bend over backwards to take care of you.
Frank, the facilities attendant.
Frank the tank.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Aaron's
He
is.
lost the end of his finger trying to train people. He is that dedicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're ever in Belton, Missouri, and that's crazy. If you're ever in Belton, Missouri, and you're in the area, go visit them. They have more than bowling, of course. They have mini golf. They have go-karts.
Oh, good.
I'm really mad that I forgot or I couldn't find my shirt this morning because it would have been a perfect fit. It's the same color. So
Yeah.
We'd have been twinsies. Sorry.
Oh.
But no, it's one of those places where North Rock is crazy easy to score at. Belton's pretty crazy easy to score at, but I can't score either place on the left side until I just give up and swing the whole lane. So next time there's a Mother's Day doubles tournament that's just going to be on the house shot, and so that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm going to start at 3rd or 4th arrow. And
How many games is it?
Up.
Is it 6?
6 probably.
I don't know. Did you send something to Billy yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Billy Hutch.
Yeah, who actually knows my cousins really well.
Whoa.
Oddly
Which
enough,
cousins?
Eddie and Angie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have a few cousins.
They were sitting down eating in New Orleans a couple weeks ago when they were on vacation. They just really started talking about bowling. It was like, oh yeah, and Eddie and Angie like, oh yeah, our cousin's got a bowled right-handed and then started bowling left-handed, has a YouTube channel. And Billy's like, what's his name? And I was like, yeah.
The original Ginger Assassin, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The original Ginger Assassin.
All right.
We need to come up with a new name. Maybe you should propose that.
Ah.
We need
The
a
Ginger Ninja.
Come on, chat. Help me out here. We need to come up with a good nickname for Luke. Got to have a good one.
Casper.
No. It's got to be something fierce. Like Ginger Assassin is pretty awesome.
Rob Wagner christened me Casper. Back in the day.
Wagner's nickname for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can call you Casper. We need a good nickname. So help me out here. Even if you don't, and you watch this later, put it in the comments. We got to see this.
Yes.
All right,
So
there we go.
okay, so
10
we can
pin there
talk.
by Anderson.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about what I said we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
talked about literally everything.
We're currently in the spot where Troop leads 1-0, and they're in starting frame 3, and Anderson leaves a 10-pin there, trailing in the match.
Yeah, it was actually I don't want to stream the Oscar nominees. I don't care about the Oscars.
Why not? I'm kidding.
Oscars. Ginger Princess.
Ooh.
The Princess is already a pretty good one. Y'all don't even know.
Ginger Princess is pretty good.
I have got some pink paw earrings that are coming in, so I'm going to have to drill my pink badger now.
Did I start the princess thing?
Yeah.
Did you order those other pair?
No, I didn't. You were serious?
Oh, yeah, I'll wear them. If we both
Okay.
doubles, I'll wear them with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Got to wear the pink puppy dog paw
I
earrings.
suck in league because I can't play the gutter. Working on strategy, though. Good.
Oh, well, I'm at it, Luke. Here you go.
Working on. Oh, there they are.
No, these are not.
Oh, they're not. Oh, my gosh.
I've got to have those too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do them
What's the
because I can
rifle
check
ball?
and change them out because I've got the regular
I think it is the
studs right
incognito
now in a
ball.
little
That's what it
hoop.
looks like.
But So okay. So the first match was the first game was a whole lot closer than it should have been because Kyle started off pretty hot and Andrew had absolutely nothing. And then Kyle had a couple where he got tapped and then he chopped a spare, or he had a 4-pin and then he chopped a 6-10 and kind of let Andrew back into it, and Andrew struck out through the last 4 or 5. And then Kyle makes ball change to the UC2, looks pretty good. Once again, Andrew opened the first frame. It's looking like Kyle's going to run away with it again, and then all of a sudden it got close, and so it got really interesting. And so this one was definitely a great match.
Yeah.
And going back to what I was saying about the live report cards, I am going to have standard report cards coming for all 3 of the balls I did. I got new video for the Insight because I changed the ratings from 844 to 955. Which is RST numbers, but they're so it's the Insight's kind of on top of the RST. It's just that the shapes are a little different. So I would carry around both of them.
Would you change it?
Huh?
What if you ever did like half ratings? Would you split the difference on anything?
Possibly. I would probably, if I did half ratings, the Insight would probably be 5.5 on back end, and the RST would stay at a solid 5. So half ratings might be a thing, but because it's kind of confusing to have 2 balls that are the same on the ratings. Like I have the Insight and the RST on top of each other now, which they play similar zones. They kind of like doing the same things. It's just the RST is rounder. The Insight almost kind of winds up a little bit more down lane.
Good shot.
But the live ones, I think people really like, and they like the camera angle specifically because they got to see the bowlers in it too. And I always thought, well, I don't need to see. There are too many times where, most people when they're watching a ball review, they want to see ball reaction. They don't, or I want to see ball reaction. I don't care about the bowler, and most people try to kind of style it up and make it about, the putting the pretty bowlers in the shot and whatever else. And it's like, well, whatever, but people like the higher angle up, and they also like seeing us throw the ball. So
one thing I will say that it helps, like when you do it versus like say a tammer, that you can kind of see a little bit of it. You can see how much hand they put in or don't put in it.
Yeah, you can. I always like the angle that you put yours in. All your older videos where you can see a lot. You really can. You can see a really good. You can see the ball motion really well, and like you just said, you can see the hand. You can see what's coming through. So
yeah,
some people like to watch. If you're a lower rep player, some people want to watch a lower rep player review. If you're a higher rep player, some guys would rather watch higher rep player review, and I can understand that though.
So yeah, I think I'm going to do just kind of a trial video and make something a little bit different and change the camera angle and see what people think. Another
thing I think you guys do really well is when you do Angels reviews, because if you go out there and look, there's not a lot of ball review videos from women. There's not.
No, and
it's hard to find.
Yeah,
really,
that's why he started it.
Big thing. I've got a pretty good female following because they just don't see other women, and actually senior bowlers that back in the day when you're throwing urethane, they don't really have a power game. The power game is kind of a new thing, so it's both women and senior bowlers or older bowlers, I guess. Well, seniors like Eddie Burt, but
yeah, I don't loft. My ball season for 20.
Yeah, Eddie, he's a senior bowler. He's what, 50? Eddie's well in his 50s, and he just lofts it to the arrows every time he throws it.
Yeah.
He still gets around it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He just, for somebody that looks like he really winds up and cranks it, he's pretty accurate.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Pretty good.
Yep.
I saw him shoot 11-13 in a 4-game summer league.
Yeah.
And that was switching pairs. We bowled 2 games on one pair.
I think he's almost 60.
Yeah. Well, that's what he said. You said try doing this when you're 60, because you were talking about we had to wait like 15-20 minutes in between games because we had 4 on our pair and the pair ahead of us had 6. Plus, they were all moving really, really slow.
Yes.
And so we waited about 15-20 minutes in between each game for 8 solid games. And, you're talking about getting stiff, and Eddie's like, yeah, try it at 60.
Well, I had to oil him up.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
You better explain this.
Okay. He tells me his back hurts, and he's like, you've got to put this on. So we've got the rock sauce, right?
Yeah,
so
the rock sauce.
He's bending over. He makes me pull his shirt up in front of everybody, and I've got to oil it. And he's like, higher. So I'm like, dude, can we be done with this? And
if
of course,
was watching this, she just like put her head full on in her hands and went, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just said this."
Yeah, and of course, my wife takes pictures of it. So
how does she not?
I know. I can't tell you
She was gearing up to take a video of you, so she had her phone in her hand. So it was just.
I can't tell you the last time I've been that embarrassed. People are just looking at me like, "Are you really doing this?" And I said, "I guess this is what it takes when you have seniors bowl with you." If you're watching this and you're a senior, I'm sorry.
No, they're probably wishing they had a partner like you that would actually willingly put some rock sauce on their back.
I say oil it up because the way he was sitting, the angle, his back looked like it was just, yeah. So, sorry. Carry on. 70 still playing it straight up the side. Yeah, there's one thing about Eddie is he still gets under it and he gets around it quite a bit.
Yeah, he's pretty good for looking like he really cranks it up. Here's the
there's the back-to-back. Yeah.
Yep. So we had lilies right next to each other, and it was amazing.
Spring is in full bloom.
And one was a righty, and the other one was a lefty. And the lefty kind of backed off and chuckled after the righty left hers. And then he gets he gets right up there and leaves the same thing. It's amazing.
It was pretty good. Let's see if I catch up on comments here. We're in a commercial break right now.
Yeah, in their 70s, killing it playing straight up the side. And that's what I've kind of tried to do the old, and especially the lefty game, but the old guy lefty game of just keeping it in play. Because I always used to be frustrated like Craig Trapp and Mike Parhomick and those guys when I came out of youth, and even a couple of years out of youth. I'm like, well, I've got more power, and these guys just absolutely dump on me, doing nothing but kind of fluffing it, floating it, chucking it down the side. And it's like, well, they don't ever miss the pocket, and they pick up their spares. So, they may not be able to keep up with me when I'm throwing pins around, but at the end of the night, I'm going to go 240, 180, 220, and they're going to shoot 230, 230, 230, and it's just going to be a wrap. Yeah. So.
We're starting to get into the Simo talk here.
Yes, that's actually coming up.
Yeah, we're getting close to it.
So yeah, we're getting close to it on our end. We're watching this thing live. We're about halfway through the.
Currently in a commercial break here too.
Yeah, we're about halfway through the show from yesterday. The Troop Anderson match was really, really good. If you have seen it, you knew it. I mean, it was really good. If you haven't seen it,
yeah.
Kyle Troop does end up winning, but it's in a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. They didn't go to sudden death one ball.
Yep.
But Kyle looked like he was going to just destroy Andrew, and Andrew kept fishing around. He changed balls 4 times in 2 games, and he made the right adjustments. And halfway through the game, both games, like it looks like, I mean, he's down by 30.
Andrew is starting to throw really good, right? He's getting back to himself. I think.
Yeah, he won the Masters in 2018, and then he had a bunch of wrist issues, and so his last couple of years weren't that great.
Wasn't he Player of the Year that year?
Yeah, he was Player of the Year that year. He just recently got his.
It was actually an injury.
Yeah.
Issues.
No, well, yeah, it was an injury, but
wow.
Yeah, he recently won his 3rd title with Prather in the doubles.
Doubles, yep.
Threw it really well in that, and he threw it really well today too.
Well, he clutched up in that too. So
yeah.
He really
he won that title.
Giving you that in PG there.
I was going to say, I don't think Prather actually bowled that well on that show, if I remember right. I think it was Andrew that did most of the heavy lifting.
He did.
I mean, Prather bowled good, but
Prather just Prathered. I mean, he's just
you're not going to hold that guy down.
They call him the shark.
He's another one that we're going to get on and play Warzone with, by the way. Prather.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I'll show that one because it's. I dropped an F-bomb right in front of a group of 80-year-old ladies when I flagged an 8-pin. Simo's fine. He's just overthinking his strategy right now. Well, and this is something we can start talking about that because this is towards the end of the game, the 9th to 10th frame roll-off. Kyle tugged the one that he needed, but it wasn't. It's one of those where it was good enough. And the pros, they just find the miss room and they play the miss room because that makes you comfortable if you feel like you don't have to absolutely ace it off your hand.
Ooh.
And so he's playing the miss room and he used the miss room, but that's all the pros do is they find the best ball reaction. I mean, that's all anybody does in any professional. They find the best angle that they can use everybody tries to play their A game and just abuse the living crap out of it. So, I mean, Buttriff is just going to throw a purple hammer for the rest of his life as long as there are purple hammers available. And people, well, what if the how?
You would have covered 17. Sorry.
How good would he be if the purple hammer didn't exist? So it's like, well, he would have developed in a different way then.
Yeah, he would definitely.
I mean,
he would have found something. He's talented enough. He would have found.
That's like I say. The pros, again, I keep telling people that they can take a rock out of the parking lot and strike with it, or they can go grab a house ball off the rack. They just understand bowling. They know how to bowl.
Yep.
They're very good at it, and so they're just going to be good no matter what. And I think it's one of those things where you see a lot of other sports where they continually change or adjust the rules or whatever, and then the people adjust to that.
Yep.
Because the PBA banned the PGA banned the belly putters.
Yes.
Guys are doing just fine without them. They did great with them, but they're doing just fine without them.
If they're going to allow you to use it, you use it. If you're not going to allow you, it'll be fine.
So they continually change rules, and then people adapt to the rules. And I think that the same things happen on the PBA where they continually trying to change lane patterns and what they're doing to kind of force the bowlers to either play this way or that way or try to even it up for lefties and righties or whatever else. But then, just like we saw at the U.S. Open, on that last pattern where that they shot those astronomical scores on, and Nick Hoagland's like, well, I purposely designed this with a bunch of oil to try to keep the pattern fresher longer, but the guys just obliterated it with urethane. And anybody else that's bowling on that pattern, which is pretty flat, and 30 mils, 31 mils, or something like that, any regular league bowler that bowls on that pattern is going to be shooting 150s and 160s, and these guys were averaging 240.
I bet you Hoagland now that he's seen what they did with that urethane, he's probably going to say, all right, I'm going to tweak it by doing something like this. I can see him doing something different now, knowing these guys are going to use urethane to attack it. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh. D. Duval trying to line up the show with you guys. Where are you at? Anderson just struck in the 9th frame of the 2nd game.
Up by 1 pin.
So Troop, the replay is showing the replay right now. He tugged it a little bit. But again, he's playing the miss room. He was firm with it through the middle, and that's better than missing right. And so there's a lot of times, too, where you kind of play to miss a certain direction because it's like, well, if I tug it, it's going to sit there, like on me on 1 and 2 yesterday, where it's like I tugged it like 3 shots in a row, and it's like it wasn't where I intended it to be, but it was a good miss.
Yeah, you said I'm just going to go up here and tug it. Oh, 4.
Oh, I never saw that. Oh, yeah, I did, because that was basically the end of the match.
That
it got
was spicy.
Close. So yeah, Troop just left the 4 through the middle. He tugged it.
Fruit and
4 boards.
When he got to it, he's just like, ah!
Yeah.
Great shots to get less than half. 4.
Breakthrough is kind of the definition of good enough. I don't remember him ever putting up really high scores for the wins he does have on TV. Good enough is good enough. I mean, that's really, as long as it doesn't matter how bad it is, if you're doing better than everybody else. And that's kind of my Ward Parkway thing, is that nobody really bowls well at Ward Parkway. That's just not a thing that happens there. But I bowl less bad than everybody else does. So by default, it ends up being pretty good.
That place is fun.
Now, don't forget the 300 on camera for $100 on Brad and Kyle.
Who's on shot with 300, continually shedding the lefty with the pattern is more likely. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, the one day they screwed up Cheetah, I threw it well, and I was first.
I was very mad that day.
You were.
So we're gonna get into the Simo thing.
Do you want to talk about it before we get to it? Or do you want to talk about it?
It's gonna take a while. You might as well.
Well, let's wait here because Kyle just threw his first shot in the 10th frame.
This is the next match.
The game, the game's pretty well. The game's over right now. He knows he's going into a 9th and 10th frame roll off, and the right lane was the problem lane, especially for Andrew. Not so much for Kyle, but it was the problem lane for Andrew. It's ducks, remember? Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it's ducks. Not bucks, ducks.
All right, so he's.
And when I say bucks, I'm talking about deer, by the way.
He moved left, it looks like.
Yeah, and he's moved left, and he's playing that little shim there, or he's playing the hold.
Shim to win.
So he moved everything left a couple boards. It's just a little too the lanes looked a little too wishy-washy on the outside, or kind of inconsistent.
What pattern is this? Anybody know?
I'm not a tournament.
Anybody know in the chat what pattern this was? Just curious because we didn't get to watch
playoffs,
yesterday.
I can't remember.
We were bowling during all this yesterday.
Yeah, we had to leave after this match. We had to leave and get out of here, and then we headed to a tournament. So
we had a 1 o'clock tournament start that didn't end until like 8 o'clock.
So yeah, he's kind of playing that shim line. He doesn't have the best ball reaction right now. I was mad for you guys, that cheetah sweeper, the shark, the cheetah. The shark, the
chameleon, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever you want to call
it. It had shark tendencies and chameleon tendencies for sure.
Oh, the Salvino.
Didn't get it in the PBA content.
But the gutter still hooked. It was weird. They didn't bounce like they should on cheetah, but you miss left, the ball's straight.
So they didn't have. Neither one of these guys had the greatest ball reaction, especially on the right lane. And so I thought, well, Truth's the higher seed. If he gets to choose the order for the roll-off, Andrew's definitely finishing on the right lane. There's no way that he's not finishing on the right lane.
Carmen Salvino pattern looks like.
Okay, so the right lane was the bad one, and so it was pretty well a definite that that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's see here. Are we in the roll-off now?
No. And this is the funny thing is there are a lot of people that were watching. We were talking about this in our Discord server, and there's a lot of people that thought that this shot right here was the first shot of the roll-off, but it was actually just Andrew's fill ball. I thought it was too, because he. So I think he left an 8 count or whatever, and somebody said, "Oh, yep, this is over." Like, nope. But yeah, that right lane's terrible. So now they're going to the roll off.
I'm surprised he didn't look at another piece there.
I think it's one of the. Well, he's already thrown 4 balls. You got to remember that Andrew's already gone through 4 ball changes, and it was kind of like me yesterday trying a bunch of different angles. I didn't really try necessarily different balls because that pro motion I can tell. Okay, well, if it's doing this, I need to go to this ball, or I should try this, or what. So I moved around all over the place. I was kind of feathering a little bit, and then I got a little bit deeper, and that didn't work, and so I straightened out, and that kind of looked better. And so he's been through 4 different balls, and it's just the right lane sucks. And that's part of what Simo's issue was too, is he didn't like the rack on the right lane either, but he didn't like the right lane. Nobody liked the right lane, and they talked about this earlier, that the players. I said that the right lane was a whole lot tighter down lane, and you can see that where the ball kind of gets to the spot. It looks like it's going to do something. It just kind of spins.
It's still throwing the incognito pearl.
Yeah.
This is the first shot here.
Yeah, this is the first shot in the roll off, and it's kind of one of those. It's like, that
ball just was behind the head pin.
Yeah, it went just a little bit long, but that lane was starting to have problems very, very late.
He knows it too.
Yeah, and that's one of those. God, that could have carried. That would be one that I would be disappointed about because he threw it pretty good. It just was a little bit late.
If those were twisters, that probably would have carried.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're a twister fan. Someone the nuke.
Someone that the nuke looks like the best ball ever for. Just ordered one. Michael Zuck, the Bulls in our league.
Oh yeah.
The nuclear cell looks really good for Sean Beach too. if you have a ton of speed and a ton of revs, the nuke looks ridiculous.
I had never thrown it. There were several balls that I wanted to drill before I.
So Kyle slowed that one down and really rolled it, and he got his messenger to go. But if you watch, he really slowed that ball down quite a bit. I don't know if the Specto really reflects it, but he slowed down.
Specto here is terrible.
Yeah, Specto is not. I wouldn't rely on Spec because it said that Norm Duke has a 420 rev rate, which is not.
There's no way.
Yeah, Norm Duke does not.
If Norm Duke has a 420 rev rate, I have 395.
Yeah, Specto is suspect sometimes. So he slowed that ball down and gave it time to read on the right lane. I thought he was going to give it more room on the left lane, but apparently the left lane started doing the same thing the right lane was doing.
He was even more behind the head pin than Andrew was.
Yeah. So he's really giving this one the high hard one. So 21.7 to 9.6.
That is what he does so well.
Yeah, he stays. I mean, he's deep. I mean, he's crossing left of fourth arrow, but he's shimming it. He's still playing straight. He likes straighter angles. So even when he gets deep, he doesn't really like boom the entire lane.
You got a front tendon and Lily Frost right away.
Oh no. Eddie went. What did he go? Front 710.
Yeah.
Sheet.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So Kyle likes to really keep the ball in front of him. And so this one, he gets it in a little bit further, but he is playing that shim to win line. So this is what he's doing. If you get it out, obviously Andrew's ball, the time before didn't carry on that lane. The 10th frame for Kyle didn't really go that well on that lane. The ball just didn't finish. And so he's trying to play to keep it close to the head pin. I think this shot gets a whole lot closer to the head pin than he wanted it.
Let's see it here.
Yeah. Look, a re-rack. Well, it was a re-rack because it was missing an 8-pin. So, yeah, he tugged the balls out of that one. That was an extra board.
I actually saw Andrew say something to him. I'm like, what is he? And I was like, oh, missing a pin.
Shim to win. Telling you.
Re-racks will become a plot point later, audience. Yeah. Re-racks on the right lane specifically.
You chose his re-racks wisely, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I
mean, you're only allowed 2, so.
It's one of those things where it's really a blend of Randy was complaining way too much, I thought, and Simo was acting like a little bit too much of a baby. That one he scooted. Yeah. That one, the speed was the same, but he got a little bit right, and it just kind of hung and spun. So he was trying to keep it close to the pocket. And on that, I mean, that last one didn't really matter anyway.
He's able to carry it at that angle, though. That's one thing about Randy is, I don't know. I don't know if that was the right time to really use that platform to say that.
Well, and not really rail on him that much for that long, because then they started going to him in between games. They kept him mic'd up, and they were talking about all that stuff. And it kind of took over the show. Was instead of Larson absolutely obliterating everything. I mean, Simo was never in either game at any point.
The one way you got to look at it, though, is it's got people talking about the PBA.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's
whether it's right or wrong. I thought Randy brought up a bunch of great points, but at the same time, if you're somebody on Facebook made a comment. It's like if you never have said that you're just done and you're going to quit bowling, are you actually a bowler?
Yeah, I've said it.
Yeah, I know.
I almost say it weekly.
And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to find a different career. And everybody's, oh my God, Simo said he's gonna quit bowling. It's like
this guy made 300 grand last year. He's gonna quit.
There's people that say that they're gonna quit every single week after league.
I say that.
I mean,
aren't there like legit bowling ball piles and nationals on the train tracks from people getting so ticked off?
Yeah,
like, I'm done. Here's and toss it over the page.
I have no doubt. No doubt.
I think I've heard people say that before. That they've actually seen bowling.
So much carry for Larson. Again, carry, I think, is a product of being in the right place, throwing the right ball, and throwing it the right way.
My elbow hurt watching it.
I think carry is definitely earned more than kind of, he got lucky there. It's luck when you're throwing a bad shot. When you throw a good shot and you're throwing stuff all over the place.
Here we go. Mr. Dog. Hey, measles.
I know. You're doing a heck of an excitement. You best missile? Pugger, what are you doing, Pugger?
Let's carry for Larson. What's his name? We call it foreshadowing the biz. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Randy was heated, but Randy's a very. That's what we talked about last night.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle on it because the point he did make some good points about saying that, you know, bowlers back in the day, even if you were frying out or throwing a fit, they had so much confidence that they were just upset. They weren't like, Simo almost pouts. He kind of,
he's young though. I mean, come on.
He pouts. He gets very sarcastic. He gets really, really bitter and negative. But sometimes, again, some people need to do that to fire them up. Like Pete Weber, if he gets pissed off,
you piss that guy off.
Watch out, because that focuses him. Some people need to be more relaxed. Belmo said, you know, whenever I get too amped up or too excited, well, then I kind of lose focus a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, some people just kind of are there and don't really focus that much until they get pissed.
Yep.
Getting pissed actually kind of makes them care a little bit more, or, you know, zooms them in. It's like, okay, well, I'm done with this nonsense. We're just going to go get this done now. And it makes them laser focused.
Yeah.
And other people, their emotions kind of get the best of them. They can't clear their head and think straight before they get back up there. So Randy did make the point that, you know, a lot of the older, it didn't matter if the lane sucked, fine. If the rack sucked, whatever, they were going to still come out of it ahead of their opponent.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just so much of a, back in the day, the score didn't really matter. I mean, no, if you shot a good score, fine, but it was about winning. It didn't matter how pretty it was, didn't matter how ugly it was. Getting the pins down and winning was the thing. Now it's kind of like, well, if you throw a shot and it doesn't strike, well, then crap. This was stupid or whatever else. And so it's not about, you know, it's more about the score and striking every time now for most people. And it is about just getting the win.
Too bad the Fox truck wouldn't fire up the the Randy Peterson history file with the arena setting with nice class, pal.
Randy.
Class. You see that guy?
Yeah, you want to talk about Randy throwing. I've never been more uncomfortable before
on a TV show.
On a TV show than when Randy was in the arena.
I can tell.
And he looked up at the upper deck. And he's like,
behind him.
After he left it was a ring 10 or something like that, or a flat 10.
He just missed
like, hey, great job, nice job, great job up there. Yeah, I see you. Whatever else, and it's kind of like,
real class, pal.
Really?
Class. Yeah, it was
I mean, when you're, and again, when you're a professional. And somebody made a noise or something in the upper deck a mile away from you in a gigantic arena, and you're blaming them for, you know, leaving a 10 pin or something.
I don't know if I'd have been more uncomfortable being Randy doing that, or the guy he was bowling against, and he's just like, why is this guy acting like a fool?
And it was
right
Norm
now?
Duke, and so that's not Norm's thing, and so he was just kind of like.
Well, it's the same match. The guy Randy looked at somebody kind of down lane, like a statue. Just don't move. Let's call him out.
Just a kid when they had the people along the side. They had the two lanes and the people parked alongside. And he was like, yeah, guys, just stay still there. Say, I see you. It's like, why?
Well, I mean,
why do you have to go out of your way to point
people could also
out?
bring up Pete's, who do you think you are? I am day. Apparently, it was a kid rooting against him.
Yeah, so
it was firing him up, and all you need to do is fire that guy up. It's the worst thing you want to do. And I think he just kind of blew it up and made it worse and worse to fire himself up.
Yeah.
And as you see, that's what happened. So,
yeah, I think I would have loved, instead of just switch it off the conversation of Simo, talk about Larson.
Absolutely.
Because there's no
Larson was making good shots.
And see that obviously Simo's frustrated. Obviously he's not having a good day. He's acting that way for whatever reason. So switch it. Don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Switch it over and talk about Larson and how great he's doing and all the great shots and whatever else.
Yes.
And from Simo's perspective, I can definitely see that this is a professional tournament. They're on the PBA tour. They should have these things tuned and ready to go. I mean, if he saw some pins that were...
Yes, I get that.
I'm more critical with pin spots than I think a lot of people are. Most people, it's like, yeah, I can see that they're a little off spot, but I'm going to go ahead and throw at it anyway. And I'm like, well, I don't need any help leaving a flat corner pin or whatever else, and there's no reason for me to even chance it, so I'm just going to re-rack it. But on the PBA tour, you would think that they would have all this stuff taken care of and done in advance. And Randy will say, on one hand, he's like, well, Nobody else has said anything about it. Nobody else has complained about it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they are. Maybe they did behind the scenes, or maybe they told that's something that you take into account when you're game planning.
Yeah.
I mean, because he said before the Troop and Anderson match started, he's like, well, all the players have been talking about how much tighter the right lane is with their reps. And so instead of just complaining about it, it's like, gosh, the two lanes are different and this is stupid and whatever else, they just factor that into the game plan. It's like, well, the right lane's a little bit tighter than the left lane, so we're going to do this on the right lane, we're going to do this on the left lane. This rack's a little closed on this lane. And so instead of, Simo, instead, it was kind of like, well, God, yeah, they found naturally they put us on this pair, and then this rack sucks. Like, is this a professional tournament or what?
Yeah.
Are we actually even trying here? And so I can understand his frustration from that point, but the other side of it is it's really just bowling. I mean, you bowl in so many different places on so many different lanes, and this is something that, I don't know if James is in the chat, but whenever he's bowled a lot of the centers in Kansas City, they all have their own personality. You have to do different things at each one of them. Ward Parkway, every single lane in the building is different. And so it's one of those things where you can be frustrated about it, but everybody else has to go through the same thing. Everybody else on this telecast had to deal with if the rack was bad, they had to deal with it. And of course, if you throw several practice shots and the rack keeps coming down bad over and over and over again, why even re-rack it? Just shoot it and take what you get and move on.
I tried a couple times on that one pair we were on yesterday. And
I
saw it set it back down the same way, and I said,
yeah, if it sets it back down in the same place, if it's a bad rack to begin with, it's probably not going to. GSXs have a kind of, sometimes you can get a decent rack. It's kind of luck of the draw. If the rack is generally off, it's going to be off most of the time. So you might as well just shoot it. And well, and this is the thing. To his credit, Simo got on the USBC group on Facebook and defended his actions and admitted that Larson ran him over. And so that's, again, it's not.
It was him. It was him frying out at the moment, is what it was.
Yes, it's him frying out at the situation, not having anything to do with. We've all fried out. We've all had issues. Everybody else is behind the scenes or not on TV, has kicked things, has hit things, has, screamed obscenities or whatever else, and just said, I'm quitting bowling. Screw this. Is stupid.
The guy's not finding another job. He's the general manager of a bowling center.
A2s all day.
That's it. Yep. Give them to me.
GSXs are terrible. First generation GSXs are the worst. They're a lot easier to work on, I guess, than A2s, but A2s just don't really have that problems anyway. So.
Oh, he's a goodness. Oh.
He always comes sit by me when we're here normally. Don't you?
Simo has a chance to be an extremely polarizing player to bring attention to the sport, even if bowling heads don't like it. And this is the thing is a lot of people have called him kind of the new Pete Weber.
Yeah,
because he does.
Yeah,
he does good. Okay, so just on this, he had his fan in Larson's face. So it was kind of so before they even started, like he's kind of joking around and he's having a good time. Thomas Larson is one of those guys where it's been like he's been kind of on the outside looking in, and he bowls a lot of the professional events, but he has 3 titles. I think that those are overseas titles or some other things.
But he's got a big one now.
Well, yeah, and he had that major title. Plus, he was on the PBA league, and he said that when he switched to Storm, that was a big leg up for him. And I'm not going to get into brand politics, but we have some really good reps. Jim Callahan and Del Ballard are.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I did. Okay.
Yeah, so we have some ridiculously good reps, and
Jim. You guys have Jim Callahan, Tim Mack.
Yeah, Tim Mack.
Tim Mack, and am I missing one? I am missing one. The guy that came over from.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
He's like a technical. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I can't think of it either. But there's.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And then on our side, we've got Nick Parr and we have Brett Spangler. So.
But so he says that it's more the support than obviously the equipment's good, but a lot of people's equipment's good. There's people win.
How many does Brunswick have? I know they have Chuck Gardner, but help me out.
Chuck Gardner's pretty good.
With 7 brands though, you got to tell me they've got to have.
Yeah, Rob Gottschall I think is still in the mix.
Isn't it kind of normal about 2 per brand basically? Like when you look at how many Storm and whoever has.
Well, Matt
Storm's got 3.
Sean Ryan.
Ryan, thank you. Yep. Yeah, Sean Ryan, Tim Mack, and they have so many players. They got to have more than 2.
Yeah, for some reason I thought they had more than that. Maybe it's just some people kind of sub in to help.
Rob Gottschall, I think, does women's, but he doesn't do any.
Even like Chad McLean.
No,
yeah, Rob does a lot of the.
He's a PWBA. He works for USBC now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Gottschall's
Okay.
He was the tournament director for the Masters and US Open.
Mm-hmm.
So he works for the USBC now.
Yeah. Simo gets pissed. DJ just cries, but they're emotional players. Yeah, and that's some of it is that I think Simo is one of those players that he has to sit there and chirp at himself and be negative. And I kind of do the same thing to myself too. Is I kind of run myself down. I'm like, well, that was a great shot, you idiot. Just throw it worse. Just be dumber. Just don't even. And that actually fires me up a little bit and gets me to focus and pay attention because I don't want that to happen. So I have to. I'm the kind of person that has to focus on the negative, so that I can eliminate the negative, so that all I'm left with is positive, because I can't stand the people that just like, oh, well, yeah, that's terrible. We're going to think positive. We're just going to ignore this.
You said dumber. I'm sorry. All I think of is just when you think,
you
couldn't go any dumber. You go and totally redeem yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm going to use that actually in my own self commentary. Yeah, Matt McNeil. Yeah, I was going to say that too. Matt McNeil does a lot of the PWBA stuff.
McNeil, yes, thank you. He was the other Storm one. Yes.
Yes. I was just saying, there's some people that technically aren't, like, that's not their job.
Yep.
But if they have, like, a big event, they go out and help.
Yep.
Simo and the volatility tour.
Yeah, I get it. And then, like, on the PWBA side for Motive, I don't know who does. I think Clint Callahan does. He does the PWBA as well.
When they don't have PBA stuff going on, there's a lot of them that pull double duty, and especially if they don't have PBA stuff going on, then they're gonna
make money.
Yeah,
and then because on our end it's Nathan Bohr for the women.
Yeah,
it's guy's really smart.
That works out for him too because he's
there with Maria.
Yeah, he's going to be there anyway. So Larson's given it the high hard one with the phase 2, and this is something that Larson is really good with. A lot of other players haven't seen him a whole lot, but he's kind of one of those. He's one of those sleeper picks that's kind of quietly been there a lot, and up until now hasn't really done anything major. But it's one of those things, that hurts. I mean, he hyperextends his wrist, he just must have that flexibility.
It hurts watching him. I find it fascinating. A lot of the stabbers using global balls. I mean, they're storm balls, but
there's storm balls now, and I think that global is kind of Storm has a bar to kind of reach, and so they have to make things.
That hurts.
They're kind of the big brand that has to release certain kinds of stuff to be as versatile as possible, and they have a certain whatever to live up to. Roto for a little while was the wild child that could kind of test the limits and try some things out, and if it didn't work, it wasn't that big of a deal. But you have something that comes out that doesn't work for Storm, and everybody just crushes them over it. It's like, well, we tried something different. Instead of everybody saying, oh, you just use R2S on everything and there's a million IQs and whatever else, they do something different, and then people annihilate it.
Torque.
Yeah.
All I know is Storm, when they took over majority ownership or whatever it is of Global, and they did not waste time. They busted on the scene.
So that shot was basically identical.
It was a good shot.
At the arrows instead of 13.7, and then he missed at the break point by 0.2 of a board, 0.2 of a board.
I wonder if Storm had them all throwing those to promote the.
I don't think necessarily, because technically.
Because Simo threw a mix forever.
Yeah, technically.
No, he threw a nice.
The brands are supposed to stay within their own brands. Simo should be throwing a Squad RG spare ball, is what he should be throwing. Yes. If within the brands, I'm supposed to use Storm bags, Storm chamois, Storm everything. I can use Roto Grip balls, but if it's like a spare ball and Storm has a spare ball, I should be using a mix or a Belmo ball or whatever else has a Storm logo on it. I can't throw a Global spare ball. I can't throw a Roto Grip spare ball. Volatility torque.
See, that's what I'm saying. The Roto Grip or Storm, basically, when they took over Global and they released all that stuff, they busted on the scene, and they said, we're here, and that's good stuff.
Well, I think the Global stuff is going to be a good landing ground for kind of reviving some older stuff that, like the Ordnance C4 is a very Daredevil like ball, so they can
another one that looks good.
They can go outside. Outside of the rules a little bit and try some different things.
No, the Afterburner was a Storm ball. It was Utah.
Yeah, because they had to discount once they moved everything. once they moved everything, they had to discontinue the San Antonio plant stuff. It was kind of like when Brunswick bought Ebonite. They had to discontinue everything being made in Hopkinsville. So they kind of unfortunately had to discontinue a lot of good San Antonio stuff from Global and kind of re-release, you know, Storm or stuff made at the plant in Utah.
Yeah, it was one of the first Utah releases, right? I only had one because before I was with the Joint Motive, I won that one from Sean Rash.
The Torque and the Zen, I think, were a couple of the first Utah global releases.
The Afterburner, the Volatility Torque.
Mm-hmm. No, T-Dub, this is what we're just talking about. It's a Storm breast cancer ball. It looks like the Belmo ball. It's got the same shape inside, but it's just pink, and it's a breast cancer themed thing.
Didn't the Zen come out just a little?
The Zen came out in November.
So it's more of a recent release.
Yeah, it's only 6 months old.
It's not going anywhere.
No, we're going to be talking about that one 5 years from now.
Do you think that one? Can you see that one in the line 7 years from now?
I don't think they should ever get rid of it because it looks great. It reacts great. We saw a bunch of them being thrown at the tournament yesterday. It's on TV all the time. I mean, the pros can't get enough of it. Regular bowlers can't get enough of it. They can't keep it in production. It's backed up. This is the reason that Rotogrip only has 8 balls in the current line right now, and the Hustles are 3 of them.
Would you say the Zen is the most popular ball in the game right now?
Maybe not in the game, but it's getting
the most sought after.
Yeah, I mean it's only 6 months old, so I think once we get a year in, we'll have a better feel. A lot more of them will be out there because even at 6 months, they're still getting out there.
It's pretty crazy how good it is.
So it's one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is where he really starts to fry out because he left the 10-pin. And
but he also threw it bad. He was complaining about it off his hand.
Well, but I mean, he was complaining about it because he knew that he was going to leave a 10-pin, and that's the thing. So he looks around and is like, "Is that a 10-pin? Yep, that's a 10-pin." It's like, yeah. So he's like,
okay. See, well, the way you let it go, it looked like you know.
Yeah, but if you look at the Specto track, he was 0.2 of a board off on target and 2/10 off on the. So he basically labeled it, and it's like, well, that rack sucked. It's going to leave a 10-pin.
Why wouldn't he move just a smidge right to get it go? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Probably in his head too much would be like because when you get that way, you just.
Well, wouldn't Callahan then look at him and say, "Hey, man, just give you."
Well, it does.
Take it about half right. And
bad racks get in my head a little bit too because it's like, well, I know what I'm going to leave if I throw a good shot, and I'm more relieved when I get away with it. But sometimes you can just tell what's going to happen.
Yeah, he's going to strike right here for sure, Ross. Yeah, a little quick with his feet. He's so fast. Oh my gosh, and he trips up. Yeah. He's so fast to the line though. It reminds me of Jared Freed. Just 100 mile an hour. I tell Jared, I say, you need to go a little faster.
Yeah, but he's one of those that's going to get pissed in the moment. But he's probably the nicest guy that you've ever talked to. Like Pete Weber,
he's a good guy.
Is a guy that seems like just the worst type of person.
No, he's actually amazing.
He seems like the worst type of person when he's bowling, but he is super amazing in person.
Oh yeah,
I went to a Bowl Expo a couple years ago in Vegas, and he was just sitting down there chilling with everybody.
Oh, Pete's a great guy.
Somebody wanted to go have a conversation with him. He was just sitting at one of the tables telling old PBA stories, and people would come in and go out. He was just sitting there chatting up everybody. He wasn't, well, I'm Pete Weber. Do you want what do you want, an autograph or something? Here it is. Get out of here. No, he was just hanging out. He's just one of those super chill dudes that just wants to hang out with everybody.
Him and Walter Ray are 2 different people. Flip those 2 around, and the people you think that Pete would be like, that's how Walter is.
Yeah. But yeah, Pete Weber is amazing. But when he's bowling, it's showtime. It's business time. We're going to get this stuff nailed down. We're going to get this stuff rocked out. Don't mess with me. Earn it, because he's chirped at a bunch of people, both the other bowlers. Like I think Sean Rash won a title against him one time and rolled the 2-pin or something. Yeah. He's just like, you know what? Make the shot. So whatever, bowling's bowling. You're going to get lucky breaks. But he's like, can you at least make the shot?
Yeah.
If I'm going to have to lose, at least pack them all back.
Yep.
But
that's bowling.
Yeah.
He knows it. He's just being Pete in the moment. But yeah, he's a super Super good guy. Sit down, have some beers with that guy. He is fantastic.
And I think Simo's the same way. He just gets super amped up and super excited and super into it. And I'm kind of the same way when I'm bowling. I try to be nice about it, but I had 6 games worth of, you know what, I'm throwing it pretty good. Stuff's not working out. This sucks. And then I got into the middle of a game that was just kind of falling apart, and I fried out.
Pete, when Bill
I didn't super fry out, but
honestly, I think Pete was just looking for a reason to get mad.
I don't want his towel on my ball.
I keep telling him.
Yeah.
I think Pete was looking for a reason to get mad because Pete and Bill are actually good friends.
Yeah.
They bowled doubles together.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is he needs to find some reason to get him fired up. And I think Anthony's the same way. If he can do those little chirpy, sarcastic, diggy comments and really get himself riled up and get himself sweating, like it's one of those things where when Brad's shirts start coming untucked.
Yep.
And Jesper even a little bit. Well, Packy's got to have that lanky.
Brad has done that since he was a kid, by the way.
He'll
always have one tucked in. It's like caddy.
Yeah. The other side's got to be hanging out, but that's when it's go time. I think Anthony, once he starts chirping at himself and getting mad and starts sweating, I think once you start sweating, that's when you know Simo's really in the it's go time for Simo.
See, 3 power forward here.
We start at noon 30, so it's about another hour 10 before the next one gets started. So
I'm having a hard time finding out who. So our first matchup, by the way, just on the next one is I think it's Richie, Dick Allen, and Frankie. Am I right? Is that our first match?
Yeah, it's Frankie and Dick. Yeah, we can start previewing that because that's the other thing that I want.
Yeah, let's preview that since we were already kind of going long here. Right. We had to restart. So
everyone at 18 was a prick, more or less.
Not me. I was a super nice guy.
I was a sweetheart.
Me too.
Can I weigh in on this?
I'm still a prick.
You didn't know me at 18.
Oh, me either. So you can't weigh in.
It's only later when I turned into a jerk. I'll
call your mother.
Well, I was pretty sweet.
I'll call your mom.
Yeah, she would know.
My mom is probably watching this, so you can ask her.
She gets on the chat. I got a story for you.
I love her, but she probably doesn't know how to get on the chat.
All right, this fires me up. I'm having a hard time finding a ball in the current catalog that's a slow response ball. Even the stuff like NEX that should be slow isn't. Yeah, NEX is definitely not slow. It's supposed to be stronger and whatever else. We had slow response balls in the catalog that had spec solid on them. We had 3 of them, and everybody hated them because they weren't a boomerang. And so thanks, everybody. The IQ Tornado Pearl. Get that, put 30 games on it. Super, super butter smooth.
All right, so who do we have today for our TV show? We have Richie, Dick Allen, he'll always be Richie to me.
And Frankie.
And
then Bill O'Neill.
You always say Frank Hoyce. I don't.
Yeah, Frank
Hoyce. Billy and Buttroff. So we've got Buttroff and Billy O versus Frank Hoyce and Richie.
Well. All right. So
this is one of those interesting things that normally you would just go easy Frankie, but Richie on TV is way different. If he can get to TV, different animal.
We have 1 horse in the race, so let's go, Richie. Let's go. Yeah. I'm gonna predict he's gonna throw a Jackal Ghost. Yeah. Because that's literally all that Richie throws is a ghost. He has about 19 different ghosts that he throws. It's all he throws. So
what are you doing, Bear Panda? You a Bear Panda?
Frankie's probably going to throw, and your turns. Frank Hoyce is probably going to throw a trend.
He really likes the trend. I think he's been throwing a trend.
Well, what's the pattern distance?
I don't know. Carbon Salvino, he might be throwing a Zen, actually. I would be, if he's not throwing a trend, he's going to be throwing a Zen.
Yeah, I can see that. I picked Frankie to win the whole thing, but still almost pick Richie. Got his nuts on TV. Curtis, you just take Richie.
Yeah.
Wanted a picture of Missile over by Jonathan so I can send to Carrie.
Mr. Dog, come here, sweetie.
But Panda's on the way. Don't worry about it right now.
I really hope Alan can win. I always enjoy watching him on TV. I really hope so. I know that this is a storm guy and a storm household, but come on.
No, I really like, because Richie is kind of like, and everybody's going to call him,
baby.
Yeah, everybody's going to call him Richie. But he is exactly the kind of guy that's easy to root for because he's he kind of seems like an underdog,
Yeah.
but he's not really once he gets on TV.
Guy is nuts on TV.
I mean, he's really, really good on TV. He's always going to be, no matter if he doesn't make a TV show for the year, he's going to be drafted in the PBA league.
He's just clutch. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no other way to put it.
Oh, we got FedEx. Here comes
Here comes the pups.
This is my birthday present.
Oh.
From James.
Angel's birthday present for James this year.
Isn't it your?
You should send James something.
Angel. Okay, you can't hear me. Angel is going to be 40 next Sunday.
I mean,
Come here. Come on. Go outside. They can't hear you. Come on. They can't hear. Come on.
my mom just texted and said, "Yes, I do." And if you look, I posted. I didn't see it. Oh, I didn't see it because they're kind of flowing through. So you're in the wrong chat.
No. I missed that one though. What are some ways to figure out your rev rate speed on older bowling? It doesn't really matter whether it's old or new or whatever else. It's the same way that you always figure it out. You have to take a video and you have to do some math.
Yeah, and math's not my forte, so
Yeah.
I just
Unboxing, hell yeah, FedEx on Sunday. Yep, we got a shipment here pretty recently too.
The doggos are excited. Yeah, FedEx. Yep.
Yeah.
He's just regular league bowler. Watching EJ can be fun too, but I have to take breathers right now. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the comments.
Yeah.
Mom said she commented, but Jekyll Ghost good ball though. Yeah, fantastic. That's literally Richie throws the living crap out of it.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, Simo leaves a 4-pin on a bad shot
Ball.
and blames the rack. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah.
Ball
Well,
lost.
what that is doing, it's not necessarily that the rack was bad and so that's why he left the 4-pin. He left the 4-pin because he has to play
Is it
to
heavy?
not leave a
That's a ball.
10-pin.
All right, I gotta go back.
So because he's been having trouble leaving 10 pins, the
Breaking
way
the
to
seal.
alleviate that is to play straighter or play closer to the pocket. And so the rack issues are forcing him to have to tighten up his shot a little bit. Well, then he tightens it up a little bit and it goes a little high and leaves the 4-pin. He would not be throwing the ball like that or playing that kind of an angle if the rack was better. So it's not that the 4-pin was specifically left because the rack sucked and it was a good shot and it was a good shot and it was a good rack and he left the 4-pin. Yes, that would be suspect, but the rack was forcing him to play the lanes different, and so that's why the 4-pin happened.
See if James shows up. I just sent him something.
Yeah, I sent him a text.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what.
All right, I'm gonna go get her because she's gonna walk the other way.
Yeah. Copped a heckin' urethane T-shirt. Heck yeah. I need to promote those. I'm gonna have another shirt. I actually need to talk to the guy about another shirt. The shirt is gonna be #backend. I just have to figure out the font and the colors.
I missed him. Gives me a chance. I need to do a plug here in that.
Yep. I like to see more of that Black Widow urethane.
Oh, so James isn't under the Discord. Hasn't been promoted yet, has it?
Yeah.
No, James is.
I don't know where James
Is he bowling the?
Probably bowling.
The Puggers. My mom did comment. She said, "Oh yes, I do. I can tell you some stories about being a butthole at age 18."
Did y'all make urethane patches? No, we made Panda Pack patches, but
Heckin' urethane patches actually might be pretty cool.
yeah.
All right, paste in the link.
Oh, you tried.
If you really want to see all the merchandise, you can head over to luke.bowlinglabs.com.
There you go.
You can pick up your Heckin' urethane T-shirts. They are black with the pitch black logoing, and you can pick up the Panda Pack patches to support Positive Tales KC.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the proceeds from those patches go to Positive Tales.
Heck yeah.
And I just posted a link in for Discord in there. We have a fundraiser actually going on right now. It's $15 to purchase a ticket, and I'm going to draw 3 numbers. The first winner will win a ball of choice from any SPI in any weight. Doesn't matter, your pick. The next 2 numbers drawn will be a chamois of choice and a Panda Pack patch.
Sweet.
And $1,000 is going to be sent to them. We've got 75 numbers available.
Boom. That's awesome. Good stuff.
Why do edgy kids like to throw Motive serious question? Because Motive looks metal as heck.
Yep. Now I just need Luke's earrings, and I look metal.
They are ordered, and I actually ordered a second pair just in case one shows up.
All right.
Funkified.
And Mo's awesome.
James
Come on now.
sent, once again, Angel's birthday is next Sunday. I'm pretty sure it's May 2nd.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it's a week
sure.
from today.
Well, I was gonna say I think it was. I know what the date is. I just didn't know exactly what the day was. So it's next Sunday.
It advertises Angle and Hook. Yes. Also, Motive old school ball review videos that Motive posted were the best.
Angel is opening her birthday present.
You have to admit that. Motive's old school videos that they used to do back in.
Yeah, Justin Wyman made the best videos.
They were pretty sick.
for years.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what this is. Okay. I want to announce it.
I was gonna say I don't wonder if the box is the handles kind of.
Yeah.
I want to announce it. Watch your side here. This
Pay
is
attention here, buddy.
coming loose.
I'm paying attention to the ball almost falling out of the top.
You would not have had wood floors much longer.
And pull it out there. Show it them.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah, there you go.
I need more beer.
Yes, sir. I got you.
You have some of that.
I think I can do that. Got a whole jug over here.
This is Angel's birthday present from Mr. James Kniffen.
It is a honey badger.
It's a teal badger.
A little bit.
Color teal. This is a teal badger.
I have bought that one all day.
Teal badger.
Yep. Maybe that has to get holes then next Sunday.
You know that cover's fresh when you can hear your hands rolling across it.
Yeah, huh? Yeah.
Oh, we got a get that trend out.
Which one?
The one that's right there on the floor.
Okay.
I remember my first, because I bowled way back in the day for a couple years when I was 11 or 12, and I had a Kmart zone, whatever that was.
I'll leave it here because you might get asked again.
Okay. I had a Kmart plastic ball, an Axis, the Brunswick Axis, the Kmart special 30 years ago now. Holy crap.
Yes, they did. Colin, you're correct.
I'm not 30 anymore.
We
Me
still
either.
think
I'm
back to
32.
1999 and we're like, oh, that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't.
I know. Time, they say. Time flies.
So this
When you're having
trend,
fun.
this trend was inspected on Monday. They inspected it and put it in the case and shipped it to us.
It looks so pretty.
So this was, it also has a 6-inch pin,
Yes, it does.
but
That is long.
CG doesn't matter anymore anyway. So
I can smell it from here.
yeah, it has a 6-inch pin. But
It's right on top of the
CG
Storm
doesn't
logo.
matter. So by the time you drill it and you put the thumb there, the thumb's going to take all the top weight out. And there's only 2.8 ounces of top weight anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's under 3. So hopefully nobody's forgetting about the trend ball because it looks pretty heckin' sweetness.
If they watched
Yeah, she was actually throwing the trend in the
just because it's
and yeah, it
it's
just
that
smells
fun.
just
I just love that.
There it
color.
is, right
I
there.
love-
There it is.
yeah. So now we're
There's
on
Sean
here.
Ryan.
Yeah, where Simo's talking over there to him. He's like, that rack just is terrible. He's talking to all the reps. He's saying, yeah, the rack's freaking terrible. I just need to quit bowling. I need to look for a different career. And everybody blew it out of proportion.
He's just frustrated.
So
I'm surprised Callahan didn't look at him though right there
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey man, come on now, don't say
Thank
that.
you.
Let's fight."
yeah.
It's a winter Utah for too, by the way. You can tell by the phasing.
Uh-huh. Oh, Bork.
Huh, see, guess what? He just went over and screwed up on the left line because of his attitude.
Yeah, he's not happy. But Randy has spent this entire time railing on him.
And I like Simo. I really do.
Ditto. I do too. You can sit there and every person has probably, anybody who's bowled a tournament or watched a tournament has shown up and seen someone just flying out to their whatever it is. It's like, but they're a good bowler or they're this or they're that. And they're just like, they're just having a bad day. And you'll see them at the next tournament and they're just happy as can be and they're fine.
Yeah.
And let's do this again.
Bowlers are the most annoying people in the world.
So anyway,
What
It's kind of a running joke within the bowling community.
bowlers
though.
are
It's just-
bipolar? Is that the best way to put it?
yeah.
That's probably good, but it's just
Yeah.
like if you're not complaining. Are you?
Blanket up here. You want to get?
Are you really trying?
Picture?
I wanted her down in front. When
Mistle dog. Come here, sweetie.
Or they're bipolar, right? Is that the best way to put it?
That's
Mistle,
probably it.
come here. That's.
So,
I fried out pretty good yesterday.
Hello, you see Jonathan?
He's good. Thank you, Mistle.
Oh, Mistle, yes, you're a good doggy. I know. You're a happy.
okay.
Okay.
What?
Are you on mute?
So
That says he saw a guy
Yeah,
dump
should
his
be.
entire arsenal in the Chicago River after tournament back in the 80s.
yeah,
Yeah,
that happened all the time. I mean, if you, I don't think you're a pro bowler unless you've thrown an entire bag of bowling balls off of a bridge. at
Fun
some
fact.
point.
So we were back when at our Laurel days, when Laurel used to run the longest running PBA tournament in history, and it was a regional. It was like they ran it like 17 straight years or something like that. At Laurel, it was the longest name ever, and it had the. So I can't remember the name of it to this day. It was like it was something to do with the car dealerships that had all the car dealerships name in one. And Chris Barnes fried out so good during one of them that he took a bowling ball and chucked it down the parking lot. So
Golf clap for Colin.
what?
Golf clap for Colin in the chat.
And he's in a cat. Yes. That's great. We had a guy we had a good fry out in the Discord, and he's in cash for 3 to 4
Which is
moments.
great because Riley's not a fry out person at all.
Those motive guys are
At
sneaky. What
all.
can I
Yeah,
say?
yeah, I know. Yeah.
He is a ginger. He has his moments.
He was bowling at Ward Parkway, though. I'll give him a pass. Oh, Simo struck on the right lane.
If I was to do that, my wife would be very mad at me.
Oh, the squeaky ball thing. Getting back to the squeaky ball.
Okay.
So I used a Brunswick Axis when I was younger, and then we didn't bowl again through junior high, high school, whatever else. I got back into it when I was 19. And my first ball when I got back into it 20 years ago was a blue Tie Beast urethane.
Okay.
And so it's just regular sanded urethane. My next ball was a Brunswick Monster, the original purple Monster.
I had one of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, the first storm ball that I got, and the first pearl ball, the first shiny ball, whatever, I got the original Trauma.
Okay.
And it came out of the box, and it smelled just like cinnamon. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, okay, this is wild. But I took it out of the box, and I'm like, well, this has to be illegal or something.
Because how squeaky it is?
It's squeaky. It feels
Cover.
tacky. I'm like, well, something has to be wrong with this.
Well, it's that cover.
But I threw it and loved it, and then Storm Nation forever. Then I had to get everything else. El Nino Gold, El Nino 2000, El Nino Exit, Trauma. I had an ER. Well, I had an ER at one point.
I had traumas. I had the ER. I had the El Ninos.
Shock Trauma.
I had a shock trauma. I had all the traumas.
Yeah.
They were pretty good. That was back right before the X Factor
don't have the-
days and the
Yeah, and then I had an X Factor,
Death Charge,
Depth Charge, Eraser Boost, Eraser Blaze.
PBT.
Yeah.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Trauma recovery was also nails.
Yeah. The Trauma Recovery that I have in the basement. Let me
If
see.
I had
the
to name
X
top 3
Factor
storm balls in my
Reloaded.
line, and it's not in order, it'd be a Storm X Factor, a Depth Charge, and the X Factor Ace.
Yeah.
Go get my depth chart so you can drool over it.
The
I
Ace-
know.
The Ace was okay.
See, I
But
loved it. I
The
loved
Shock Trauma was one of my
I'm really
favorites.
pleased
The X
with
Factor,
it.
and I like the
I'm really pleased with
the
it.
it. Depth Charge?
Yeah.
Imagine when they were brand new, like
Yeah.
back then.
Dude, the Depth Chart, the Supercharge, I had one of
Yeah.
those.
Brad Miller threw the crap out of a supercharge back in the day.
Yeah.
That kid threw a
I had a
supercharge,
couple of those.
and
Yeah, the Trauma ER was nice then. That was their top. That was their top of the line in the master line before they had the premier line.
the original
But-
Hot Rod was pretty good too.
Yeah, yeah.
Hot
I had a
Rod's
Hot
great.
Rod. The Hot Rod Hybrid
Yeah.
was like the first hybrid that came
Wasn't
out.
that the green one?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the green and blue one. It
Brad
was
threw the crap
yeah.
out of that too. Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, the Hot Rod that was the candy apple and silver.
Mhm.
Had one of those. Hot Rod Hybrid.
I did not have the hybrid. I had the original Hot Rod.
Hot Wire. The super ugly one.
The Hot Wire was ugly.
Yeah.
It was
The Hot
Is
Wire
that the
is
one that we
atrocious.
have downstairs with no labels on it?
Yeah, with no labels
Okay.
on it. You
I
might have
still
you
don't-
might have to go get that one.
And then my
because
favorite-
it's the
if
ugliest
I had to
ball I've
say
ever seen.
favorite
I
roto
do
grip
not
balls of all
remember
time.
throwing it still.
Yeah.
Favorite roto grip balls of all
It-
time is the Cell and the Cell
Obviously,
Pearl.
you redrilled
So
it
good.
for me.
Yep.
The
But
Cell
I
and Cell Pearl.
literally do
Oh
not
my
remember.
gosh.
You
Yeah.
actually want
Go get that in the Trauma Recovery.
He
because
complained
those
about
are the
racks and then
ugliest
he
balls
literally just
that-
rolled
it?
the
That's the one
710.
with the pin out, right?
Yeah.
X Factor.
It's the ugly one.
Yeah. See, we're going.
Yeah, I still have my original El Nino 2000, my first 300 ball ever.
Sergio, that's rough. Man.
And it didn't. That one didn't smell like anything. The El Nino 2000 did not have a scent for some reason, but the rest of them did.
Lots of blood. Trauma recovery.
The El Nino Gold was one of the coolest ones ever because it was grape and teal, and it smelled like grape.
Oh yeah, I'm just that couldn't ask for a better 1, 2, 3 of the X Factor, the Depth Charge, and the X Factor Ace.
So Thomas Larson.
Paradigm is another great.
Yeah.
One. Sorry.
The Paradigm.
The Paradigm was pretty good.
Yeah.
Sorry. Carry on.
Once again, we're drinking LB Brewing Company from Hayes, Kansas. Double IPA in a Norseman Brewing Company glass. But if you're ever in Hayes, Kansas, you have to stop by LB Brewing Company / Gella's Diner.
We're here having some fun, watching a little bit of bowling. I get to go home, mow the yard.
Michelle Feldman's 300 on TV was a La Nina.
Yeah.
Larson's throwing a phase 2 right now. He threw it the entire day, and he just, honestly speaking, even if Simonson wouldn't have had, and I think that's what actually probably fried him out a little bit more, is that he saw how good of a look that Larson had, and so he knew that he needed every single advantage break, whatever. Yeah, that's a 16.
Yeah, I forgot that when I picked up.
My elbow hurts just holding
Brooke sent that to me. So
you want to show yours first?
Anthony Moore.
You want me to go first? I'm holding on.
Bowling balls. This ball has no labels on it anymore. Yeah, terrible plug job.
Yeah, sarcasm.
Yeah, well, I think that I just did this. I just
ashes in there.
Yeah, I just clear plugged it to be able to have her throw it. We weren't really paying much attention, but this is a Storm hot wire. You can't tell anymore because it doesn't have any labels. I don't even think that it has the serial number on the bottom of the ball anymore. I mean, I resurfaced the labels off of this thing, and it's not very hard to do. It's not very hard to do with a Storm ball, but yes, it still has a weight hole. Hashtag illegal. This is one of the ugliest bowling balls that's ever been made ever. It's just bad. But this is a hot wire.
I've only thrown 2 balls with a weight hole, and that's one of them.
This is AccuTread Solid. This was R2S Solid before R2S Solid was R2S Solid. So this AccuTread was amazing. I really like Monsoon, too.
All right, ready for the next one?
This is like Prothane Particle.
Ready?
Something. Yeah. Trauma Recovery. One of the ugliest, it instantly throws the color off.
And it's
because
blank,
it's one of the ugliest balls you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Kind of brown and dark blue and dark red. This looks like a old Columbia ball or something.
It does.
No, it looks like an Ebonite balls are so much worse than that.
It looks like
It looks like an old Columbia ball when they were trying to be like hip and edgy.
Still the greatest Storm logo.
No, it looks like something.
That one right there.
The flying ass is fantastic.
My first 300. Guess what ball I threw it with? Can you guess? I still have it.
You still have it.
If you want it, it's yours. But I still have it.
We have the Flying S shirt. We're going to be doing a giveaway for that.
It's a Storm Superpower.
Superpower. Yeah, that one's pretty ugly too.
Superpower in Joplin, Missouri.
Pretty ugly.
We're happy. Hot Rod was a sweet looking ball. Yeah. I love the Hot Rod.
Yeah, good play.
All right, so
it's heavy. Who throws 16 and why do you do it?
Yeah.
Keith Williams, I understand. Yeah.
Ebonite balls look significantly better now. Like that is the Aerodynamics Ebonite or is that track?
Aerodynamics is Ebonite.
Okay. The Aerodynamics looks sweet. I mean, it looks ridiculously sweet.
We need a Jackal hybrid.
But yeah, I mean, back when they were making stuff at the plant in Hopkinsville, the colors were all, even when they had brighter colors, they were still kind of drab. Yeah. And so Ebonite stuff just looks so depressing.
That Aerodynamics looks good.
Yeah, the Aerodynamics looks freaking sweet, though.
Well, then Joplin earlier this year in turn.
Ugliest current line ball is the inside. Yes, it's definitely the inside. It looks like a baller.
It was Carl Richards Bowl East is where I shot that. I think it's just Carl Richards Bowl now.
Yeah. Well, they used to have an Olathe West, too. Which
they still do? Still there.
Oh, it's still there?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Olathe West.
Open for business?
I think so, yeah.
The inside's pretty ugly. I don't know why they decided to make a storm ball look like a 20 or like a 10-year-old Columbia ball, but they did it. It's really, really good though. I mean, it's really, really good. And there's going to be a couple extra on our next order because it's good. And unfortunately, it's probably not selling well because it's just ugly. And it's probably going to be discontinued. Well, I told some people it was probably going to be discontinued before 2022 just because it just doesn't have any shelf appeal. It smells great and it reacts amazing though. So I really wasn't into it in the review, and I'm sure that you could probably hear that. But yeah, it's really, really good, and it's going to be one of those. It's going to be hard to. It's going to go everywhere with me now. It's just one of those balls that I can't leave at home.
It may be, can't use it.
It may be 4th Street Bowl now. I don't know what they call it there in Joplin, but
it's Carl Richards 4th Street Bowl, but most people probably know it by 4th Street Bowl.
Back in the day, it was Carl Richards Bowl East. That's what it was. It's the same bowling center, and that place is easy.
Yeah.
That's the one that has 2 levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't know it had 2 levels, and I went in with my cart. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
this is a problem.
Oh, they have a big singles, doubles team tournament there where we need to go hit. So
yeah, that actually was.
Well, we went there. That's what I went to with Joe Bush and
that's right,
Zoran and.
But you said it has 2 levels.
Vonderbrug.
Mm-hmm. No, then that's not where I shot the running at. It was Carl Richards Bowl East. It was a 1 level. It's probably closed now.
Well, most of the time they bowl on the lower level. I mean, when they had the GMJBTs there, we always bowled on the lower level. I can't remember bowling on the higher level.
Yeah, definitely not the same bowling center. There was.
Yeah, the Phase 1 is the best looking ball I've ever seen. The original. I mean, go get yours.
Yeah. See, if you type Carl Richards Bowl East,
mm-hmm.
all it brings up is 4th Street Bowl, and that's not the same bowling center.
Mm-hmm.
4th Street Bowl. There was Carl Richards Bowl East. That's old.
Mm-hmm.
But what's great is I actually shot my first 300 in the Missouri Youth State Tournament at 16 there. That is a winner pour there. And my buddy shot one on the same pair a game after me. His first one.
Torque.
The first one. So you can tell they're easy there.
I like the original
I'm
pour.
Just smelling it.
But this is,
yeah. It smells fantastic.
Yeah. Sorry, you can have it back.
This is 50. This is the later. These are the later pours, but this is one that I'm getting ready to drill for Angel, actually.
That's one of the overseas R2S.
Yeah, this is one of the overseas R2S pours that the colors are a whole lot deeper on, but this yellow really pops. I mean, this is still just one of the coolest balls that they've ever made. So it's just, and lemon tart. It's still one of the best smells, one of the best looking balls. Just period.
It does smell good.
You're going to have to order me another bag on the next order for me to carry all these balls.
I know. Yeah. I need to order more bags too. Our bags were like out of stock forever. And I couldn't
yeah, that's not the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, go get it's in your trunk. It's in the 2-ball bag in your trunk. Mine.
Angel's getting her workout in.
Thought the Phase 1 was one of the ugliest balls. You don't even. I'm sorry, but you're wrong, sir.
What was that?
Sorry, but you're wrong. What? So thought the Phase 1 was one of the ugliest balls, and he said that's not the one I'm thinking of. He's thinking of the original pours, and I have one of the original pours, and it's one of the sexiest things I've ever seen.
Yes, it is. You sold the Phase in the Discord, yeah?
The Angel's first Phase that she's had for 2 or 3 years. This was one of the overseas ones that's 5 or 6 years old now, and so we're starting to drill some of the older stuff that's downstairs because at that point, once you get past 5 or 6 years, it kind of becomes more a collector's item than anything because bowling balls continue to cure.
Hmm.
So,
Colin, did I see you were coming to the Greater Kansas City Open? Is that correct?
Oh, the original pours the Phase 1 look dull and bad. I don't know what you're talking about, son.
Yeah.
Know what you're talking about.
It's like saying, oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. The orange has really phased like crazy.
Who cares? It makes it look better.
But man, this yellow and the kind of the ocean blue and it just looks so cool. I need to fix the grips. The grips are a little tight. But I mean, that blue is
with the silver.
Yeah,
with the sparkly silver.
With the
ball.
sparkly.
engraving there. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just so ridiculously cool. So
awesome. We'll see you there, man. Good. Excited to meet you.
Squeaky. It still doesn't look good to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're still going
I don't know what
to
you're talking about.
Jack Stack, right? Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
My waistline's furious.
Yeah.
I have to say that every time now until you watch the other guys. Sorry.
I won't be watching.
You would like it. It's funny.
I've got to find it.
It's Will Ferrell, though. It's Will Ferrell.
She hates Will Ferrell.
And Mark Wahlberg?
No.
Mark Wahlberg's okay. She hates Will Ferrell.
Yeah. No.
Oh, my God.
Doing a heck and hatred. All right, so we're just
Tom
about done
Cruise
with
also.
We're
Anything with Tom Cruise, I won't watch.
See, I don't really even like Tom Cruise myself, but I saw Minority Report for the first time.
It's great.
Yeah, Minority Report's amazing.
I loved all the Mission Impossibles.
I like the
Judge
Mission
me, I don't
Impossibles.
care.
Yeah.
No, can't do it. I
So Thomas Larson has the front nine right now. The game's
front
over.
10.
Yeah. So he just obliterated Simo. Simo didn't, even if the rack was fine, even if the other lane was fine, Thomas Larson just this fits his game. So I mean this.
Do I answer that?
Yeah.
EJ.
Yeah.
EJ Bowl is terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it fits his game. The pattern.
Gators women better be using jimmies. I have no idea what that means.
Watch the other guys.
Oh.
Except he's making it PG.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. And he goes blower 9. Yeah. On the 10th.
He got it in a little bit, but even though Simo's frying out, like Simo gets up and he congratulates Larson and he has a fun little moment, but Simo fried out at himself.
Yeah.
He had a problem. He was getting chippy and he was getting chirpy, and that's what he normally does anyway. But Simonson was still very. You will notice too that even Pete Weber, he'll fry out the entire game, and if he loses whatever else, he's still very congratulatory and he's okay once the game's over. Once he's off the lanes, even in a post-game interview or whatever else.
Yeah, he's no different than you, me, anybody that's frying out when they had a bad moment, and the camera's caught him and the mic was hot. It just is.
See, Simo's smiling right now, and he's kind of joshing around with him, talking to him. He's okay. He's cool. Whatever else. He let Larson have his moment. He congratulated him. He, kind of broke the ice a little bit, whatever else. And then that lane sucks and Simonson's going to chirp and whatever else. But I think if you don't understand what's in somebody else's head, it's really hard to say, well, if somebody like Verity Crawley that's just relentlessly positive, she would, listen. If she listens to me talking to myself, it's like, well, that was a great shot, you idiot.
Yeah.
What do you do? Just throw it worse. Just throw it worse. You've got the world and you threw it like that. And it's like, there's no reason to tug it. There's no reason to do this. It's like, well, you just, what are you doing here? Can we just switch back to the other hand? Like, how bad can you actually be? She would think that that's incredibly negative and incredibly, well, you can't talk like that to yourself because then you believe it and whatever else. Now I'm trying to get myself angry enough to pay attention and it's like, okay, well, yeah, don't do that anymore because that was stupid. And that's what I've been saying on Thursday nights the last couple of weeks to my teammates is like, don't do dumb, stupid stuff. Just don't do stupid stuff and it all works out. And so we were just talking about it, but I have to kind of run myself down a little bit to make me kind of focus and try a little bit harder. Cause if I'm having a good time, if I have a couple drinks, I'm having a good time, I lose focus. I start watching the baseball game that's on TV, or I start doing something else, or I start whatever else. Well, yeah, and sometimes you really have to, my team will give each other stuff all the time, but it works for us. Yes, you kind of have to do that too. And the part of it's a guy thing. Part of it's a guy thing. Like if you're not
the complete opposite.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm pissed, I'm done.
Yeah, if you're
me too.
If I'm not pissed, I'm not really paying that much attention.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of there enjoying the moment. Being pissed off and being angry focuses
happy
me.
Bouncing around I am, like just honestly skipping from pair to pair. I'm the one.
The angel vibe.
I'm shooting 250, 280. Kid you not.
My team will
both times. That's when I shot 289 both times.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't have
literally jumped.
So you don't have 300 yet?
No.
289, you're high.
Yep.
It'll happen.
I don't care.
It'll happen.
No, like I don't. If I do it, I want it like in a pre-bowl or a post-bowl or something. I don't want people seeing it.
What?
Yeah, I don't. Doing it is fine.
Yeah.
Having people watch it.
And take video of it?
No video. I don't want my.
Once again,
I'm not an attention person. Like, I'm anti.
Then maybe Luke will walk up to you with a video camera that says, "Don't get nervous."
Yeah. Once again, Angel's birthday present from Mr. James Kniffen, Shimwrecker Enterprises. It is a teal badger, an overseas teal badger,
which is now the old 900 Global logo.
Yes, this is the San Antonio pour, but yeah, this is just super cool.
And you just gotta rub that cover. You want to keep rolling, or what do you want to do here? We're just kind of sitting here chit-chatting.
Yeah, so the show is over on our end. Randy's still talking. But again, I think Randy pulled up he made several great comments. He's like, you know what? Okay, so if the lanes suck, whatever. You're both bowling on the same lanes. If the racks suck, you're both bowling on the same racks. You know, professional has to just dig down and do what they have to do to win the game. And he said back in the day, they had so much confidence that there's like, I don't care if the lanes suck. I don't care if the racks suck. I don't care whatever's going on. I'm going to beat them. If you remember the disaster of the Women's U.S. Open show, I think it was, when they did it out in the streets in Reno in like 07, 08.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Where the wind was blowing and there was dust all over the lanes and they were throwing plastic balls and whatever else, and they handled it like champs. Women generally handle stuff a lot better than the guys do anyway. The guys kind of tend to get chirpy and mad and whatever else, and the women, again, to their credit, even though it was frustrating and you could see the little kind of frustrated smiles, they were still trying to be as nice and as, you know, not triggered, not upset, not frying out as possible. But they were throwing plastic balls on a U.S. Open show because it was outside and it was windy and there was dust and dirt and grime and crap all over the lanes, and they had no idea what was going to happen when they threw the ball. Literally no idea. But they got through it. Somebody still got a championship, you know, whatever else. So this show's over. The next show starts in about a half an hour. So we'll kind of, let's preview let's do a preview. Still got a little beer to drink here too. So Francois and Dick, we touched on this a little bit earlier. For those of you who have recently joined, this is Angel's birthday present from James Kniffen. This is the Teal Badger, which was an overseas ball. The Badgers have become a really popular, because Honey Badger is just the coolest thing ever. And so the marketing is fantastic, number one.
And I must have everything with the paw print.
They had the paw print.
Whether it was pre-storm or not, they were cool.
The ball ended up being really good too. So it's just one of these things where it was just, and I think it's probably one of those things they started testing this core and the ball, and it's like, man, this thing is just nasty. And so that's where the marketing or the name comes from sometimes. It's like that's where the phase name came from, is because this additive or whatever that they used made the ball phase. So whenever you have these colors kind of white out like this,
it's pretty slick. That's
called phasing. And so they called it the phase. That's where the name came from. Had nothing to do with anything else. It's about the colors kind of whiting out or kind of fading. So
hi Steve, hi Ethan. We've got a couple of new ones that were saying hello.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
My dad loves to watch you, Ethan says. So
yeah.
Shout out to your dad. Fantastic.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah, it's like the coolest blue I've ever seen in my life. That just reminds me of the ocean and being out like surfing or something like that.
Slick.
Not that I've ever done that, but I mean, it's just so ridiculously cool.
The last ball I just purchased for Luke, the guy actually didn't know who we were at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Doing a heck of an offense. I'm bowling famous.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Bowling famous.
Yeah, so yeah, I bought
you're not.
She bought me a Marvel Max Impact, which is polished NEX solid Marvel core, which is going to be fantastic. I can't wait.
And they didn't know who. Did you say, who do you think you are? I am.
No, I was just like, I was just like, well, it's like we make YouTube videos for Storm. Basically, he does ball reviews. He's like, oh, I'll check it out. Well, he was actually bowling league, and so he says something to his teammates. Everybody on his team and other people knew who he was. He's like, okay, now I feel like an idiot.
Say, well, come on now.
And so my response was hashtag bowling famous. And he's like, yeah, that's something.
Any chance for a phase 4 coming out? Yeah, it'd sell like hotcakes. I mean, there's no way that they don't make a phase 4
Yeah.
or call it a different name. It probably won't be the phase 4. It'll probably be something.
Yeah, sorry for those pours, but I am hecking on today when it comes to equals.
Mhm.
My
Heck
goodness.
yeah.
Hi.
You ever use any visionary
kinda
or
slide back in
interest
there.
in them? Dude, the granite gargoyle. We looked at this last week. No, not the granite gargoyle, the clear gargoyle. The granite gargoyle was cool, but the clear gargoyle is the coolest looking ball I've ever seen.
All I know is I wish I would have thrown some Moward stuff back in the day.
Yeah, the Mowrich stuff was pretty good. I gotta find this clear.
What's the red one? What was the red one called? Help me out. The one that Walter threw pretty much every TV show that he
It was
made.
the max leverage or the leverage or the lev RG or
the ball looks so good.
Yeah.
I talked to an employee.
You can't tell me that this isn't the coolest
Oh
ball.
yeah, didn't we? Yeah.
We showed it. We showed it last time.
Yeah, it's like.
Save this picture so I can add the photos because it's just the coolest looking thing I've ever seen. I mean, unrealistically cool. I mean, that was a spare ball. As soon as the focus is on there, that was a spare ball. It was a clear ball with a gargoyle inside of it.
That is absolutely terrible.
No, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
No, it is not.
I mean, that is ridiculous.
No, that is disgusting.
No, that's amazing. That's what I'm talking about.
I would never throw it.
I was talking about.
That is horrible.
Adamski's sitting here messaging me.
What?
Adamski's messaging
Oh, yeah.
me. He's making fun of the burrito I posted. He goes, looks like a burrito.
Yeah.
Just being Mike Adamski.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So once again,
Francois Lebois versus Richie / Dick Allen.
Double IPA
Today.
from LB Liquid Bread Brewing Company in Hayes, Kansas, in a Norseman Brewing Company glass.
Heckin' amazing.
Best food ever.
And who was our second match? Who was our other match?
Butt Rough and Billy O.
Billy O. I'm going to say it now. Billy O wins that match. There you have it.
Yes, I actually picked Billy O as well. So my picks, after we got done with this, spoilers ahead, I picked Troop.
Troop, there it is.
To beat Anderson. I really, really wanted to pick Andrew because he's been bowling well, but Troop just has that.
Hey.
He's got that edge right now that just seems like he gets it done, even though he didn't. He made a bad guess on one of these last shows, but Troop is one of those guys that is just kind of like, oh, that's Guppy's kid, and he's got the pro and whatever else, and then he's on TV all the time. He went from, okay, who's Kyle Troop, and all of a sudden he decided to go pro, and he's just been there indefinitely.
Yeah.
So
Luke does play Overwatch, Ethan.
Yes, I play Overwatch. I'm going to have to learn to play it because a couple of the guys in the Discord play it on PC. I've never really been a PC gamer. I tried World of Warcraft, couldn't really get into it. I've always been a console guy, but my mom bought my dad the original Nintendo when it came out in 1985 when I was 4. And so I've just been a console player the entire, I think that's because I didn't really grow up with PC gaming as an option. PC gaming was a little pixelated nonsense, whatever else. So
I've always been a console.
Nintendo.
Does that count?
Heck yeah.
I had the Nintendo.
What's the game with the numbers? Oh, Minesweeper.
No
thanks. That game is garbage.
We had stuff like that. PC is like the Oregon Trail and Commander Keen and
Oregon Trail is right up my alley.
Nonsense.
I love that in school.
My character has always died.
But yeah, I had the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, the N64, whatever else. And so I had all that stuff before computer gaming even seemed like a thing. And so I'm used to a controller instead of a mouse and you're using keys.
Well, now you can get controllers though for them.
Yeah, and whatever else. But if you're not using a mouse on PC gaming anymore, they're so good that if you're not using a mouse, it's a whole lot harder to aim with a controller. So,
Hi, Brent. Welcome.
What's up, Brent? So, anyhow, I'm gonna have to learn to play Overwatch on the computer.
Apparently, you need to play some Warzone now too, because we're gonna get in. You gonna come in and play with Brad and us? I mean, Brad, like Packy, Prather.
Probably wouldn't be good.
Yo, come on. Come on.
Woof. Call of Duty is so bad. I mean, it's so bad now. I can't even take it anymore. I keep saying I'm not going to get the games, and I get the games, and I'm like, well, this is why I wasn't going to buy this, because it doesn't even function
It's because
right.
you're back to work. You played.
Yeah.
I actually haven't touched Call of Duty in probably a month and a half.
Dude, I've gotten the ultimate camo on every game since they started doing it. Like when Black Ops 2 came out with the diamond camo.
Yeah.
I got the diamond camos, and then that's most of what kept me playing. That was fun to do the different challenges, to use all the different weapons, and so you learn how to play. You understand the guns better. You learn how to play the game in a different way. When you're trying to, get 5 kills in a row with a knife, you have to play the game differently.
Oh yeah.
When you're doing snipers,
spring step.
Yeah. So that's what always kept me in the game, and so I got everything.
Yeah.
And Infinite Warfare was actually, the Black Sky was one of the, because you had to get 200 kills to unlock the next set of challenges, and then you had to get 160 headshots with each sniper rifle.
Right.
To unlock the next set of challenges.
I think the next Call of Duty coming is they're throwing it back again.
It's another World War II.
The throwback era.
Yeah, because Sledgehammer's doing it.
Dude, so I love the World War II.
I love World War II also, but it didn't function right.
Yeah, that's true.
There was lag, and the hit detection sucked. Sledgehammer cannot do. They can make good games, but they can't make them function right. Infinity Ward makes games that function correctly, but they're not that much fun. Like Modern Warfare was solid. It actually had more problems than anything the past Infinity, because Infinite Warfare functioned great, but it was laser guns in space and everybody hated it. So I can see that. Treyarch makes the most fun games, but they're kind of in the middle. They function okay, but Cold War is a disaster. It's just bad.
Shout out to my MLB The Show players, by the way.
So yeah,
MLB The Show is out, and I've always kept an PlayStation just for MLB The Show. And I'm now an Xbox guy, which I never thought I'd say.
Yeah.
And I literally am fired up because I have MLB The Show on Xbox, except it's a whole new game on Xbox.
Yeah.
All the buttons have changed. So right now I'm garbage, but that'll change.
Yeah. I haven't played a baseball game since Ken Griffey Jr. Slugfest or whatever on the N64.
Was amazing.
Yeah, that was the best baseball game ever, because you had the thumbstick.
Yes.
That was the first one that you had the thumbstick for, and it was just.
And Slugfest, it was kind of like NFL Blitz. Couldn't you attack that? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
hit him with a bat.
I'm not sure if you could do that or not, but yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. Slugfest for the N64.
MLB The Show 21, good. Yes, fantastic game.
Yeah. Yeah, I always enjoyed Battlefield more.
Road to the Show needs to be
tweaked. Battlefield.
They need to get Road to the Show, which is like NBA 2K's game. They need to make Road to the Show similar to what 2K does for their career mode. If they can get to that level, it'd be fantastic.
Wii Sports, yeah. Dude, you don't know how bad that I got tendonitis playing Wii Sports bowling the first time when we got the Wii.
Tendonitis.
Man.
Throwing.
Yeah, I know, with a controller, and I'm trying to actually bowl, and I'm like, well, this hurts so much more. It makes me so much more sore than if I'm actually
I have
bowling.
To find the video of the guy that took a TV and a Wii to a bowling center, and he put it up on the to the foul line.
Yeah.
And he was literally getting up there and stretching.
Yeah.
He had a jersey on, everything, and he was Wii bowling.
Yeah.
And the old people next to him are looking at him like, they hate us.
Astros fan here, I know. Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm a Red Sox fan. So.
Can you go bring the trash can in here?
Should we bang on the trash?
Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm not bringing, until this is clean, I'm not bringing anything else in here.
Well, that's trash, so we can bang on it.
Come on, Mistos.
We're kidding. All I did yesterday was play Wii boxing.
Come here, Piggy.
We spent a full day in a bowling center yesterday.
Yeah.
A good solid 8 hours at least.
I got some awesome loaded cheesy fries though that came out hot, so it was a win.
Did they not usually come out hot there?
There was an issue.
Yeah, there was an issue way back when, but
how about got charged $5 for water?
Yeah.
That was corrected, so we're good.
Yeah.
Belton's pretty amazing. If there's an issue, they take it very seriously and they take care of it. So you can't avoid issues. I mean, when you're in business doing something, you just can't avoid.
No, they corrected every single.
It's a good question for you. Which platform is the best for discussing new arsenals?
Patreon is terrible.
There you go.
Patreon is basically just the gateway to Discord. and it's $5 a month. You only get charged on the first of the month, so you've got like another week before.
There is a free side if you just want to see first.
Yeah, there's a free side of the Discord if you just want to check out. We have a few general channels and the Balls for Doggos and tournament stuff and whatever else, but we got a bunch of stuff on the paid side. It's really just a troll filter because nobody's going to pay even $5 a month or take the time to sign up with their credit card just to troll a bunch of bowling nerds. But we've got all kinds of stuff. We have a dog channel, or basically an animal channel. We have a food channel. We have a nutrition channel. We have a motive channel.
Come hang out with Riley and I.
Yeah, we have a bunch of different stuff on the paid side of it. So we always spend time in the Discord, and the Patreon works like a glorified Facebook feed. And so when I post something new to Patreon, it just continues to bury everything else. And so there's not like there's not like a tab where I can put, you know, coaching articles and ball articles and this and that. It's just a Facebook feed.
Yep.
And so I try not to post a whole lot now because I'm burying a bunch of the stuff back in the feed. So if you scroll back through the Patreon, there's posts and posts and posts and posts of stuff.
But there are some that are open to general, so you can get a feed of it too.
Yeah.
You don't have to be behind the paid wall. So they just go find you on Patreon.
Pretty common. How about those? Yes, the masking units at Aaron's are fantastic.
Yeah.
The Rotogrip Storm ones look cool because I think it's just a cover that goes over the masking units, but they look like a masking unit. They're pretty cool.
Charwall, hoping to be able to join the paid side soon. Yeah, it's one of those things. They only charge you once a month. They charge from the 1st through the 5th on Patreon, and so you can sign up and get a free preview, and then just cancel it before the first gets here if you just want to check it out and see.
I'm there, which doesn't mean much. Yeah, but you're getting to come hang out with us for the Greater Kansas City Open.
Y'all get jazzed now on the
in a few months.
Good luck with that.
Anybody that's in here that's joining us for the Greater Kansas City Open that I haven't met yet, I'm looking forward to meeting you guys. It's going to be awesome. Come out, have some amazing barbecue.
Our group is for Patreon.
Yeah, the group that we go with is you need to be a Patreon member to join our specific group. You can come out and bowl the
Colin's coming.
Yeah, you can come out and bowl the KC Open in Kansas City in September if you want to. But we are putting together teams of, you know, Discord / Patreon members only are going to be our actual group or our actual team. But yeah, you can definitely come out and bowl.
I'm there, which doesn't mean
we'll
much.
be there.
It's going to be fun though, man. Let's have some fun. Eat some amazing food.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jack Stack barbecue. Lonnie Q's barbecue.
Jack Stack, which is what, 5 minutes from Summit?
Yeah, we go to the Jack Stack that's really close to the team house, and then doubles and singles. After we get done with that, we go to Yard House at Legends.
My waistline's furious.
Yeah.
I'll just keep saying it. Sorry.
Yeah.
There was a couple votes for potential hibachi instead
Curtis
on Sunday.
Curtis
Dude,
says
hibachi
Angel.
would be great, especially the sushi place that we go to.
So we'll have to take votes. So it'll either be
150
Yard
Now
House
my
or-
waistline's really furious.
It's going to be
Angel.
one of the two.
Curtis says he's about to DM you.
Oh, okay. Let me get this back over here.
So anyway, we've got.
We need to get Brad in here.
Oh, cool.
We need to get
Probably
Miller.
join next month, starting a job this week after applying to jobs for close to 3 years. Holy crap. Well, that sucks.
What's the Patreon for? What's the Patreon?
I just search my name. It's $5 a month. Just search my name, and they'll find it. And then you can link your Discord and Patreon.
Patreon.com/Luke Rosedal is all.
Yeah, and you can link your Patreon and Discord account so that you can get into all the paid channels. And if it's not your thing, whatever. We have free stuff too. I don't. Again, it's not one of those things where I'm trying to make money on anybody or trying to. That's why I only have one tier and it's $5 because it's just a troll filter. Because if you've ever been on free bowling forums or sites or Facebook groups or whatever, it's just full of toxicity and trolls and whatever else. And we have so much cooler stuff going on in our Discord that, and again, you can get a free trial.
Discord's awesome. Come out and hang out with us. People are on there all day, all night.
Yeah,
and
it's. I mean, if it's not your thing, cool. It's just extra for those who want it. So it's whatever. That's why I tell people that there's a free trial. So I'm not trying to.
Yeah, it's great. But
okay.
any advice on what to do? My ring finger is overextending. Yeah, I'll let you handle that.
My ring finger's overextending to fit my grips, and I'm wondering if I should just drop the hole down a bit. I can post in Discord later. Probably, yeah. If it's overextending to fit in there, you probably are just a little bit long on the span. So luckily, it wasn't something I needed. I just hate asking my parents for money all the time. Yeah. Been there, done that.
I want to see reactions while we're still live. Did you see this the other day
Yeah.
when I sent it to you?
In all fairness, in the NFL, there's only one title available per year, so
Those that have not seen this,
asterisk.
if you can see this, it's pretty great.
That's just Dick Allen in a nutshell. And he knows that he's a funny-looking individual, and he totally plays into it with that mustache and kind of doing the.
He shaves it. He puts the little
Captain
marks on his
Picard,
eyebrow.
yeah, the Captain Picard kind of bald up top, and
Richie is just a character. Let's just say that.
do you think that I can make it to the PBA? Anybody can make it to the PBA as long as they work hard enough. Because I mean, if Jacob Buttriff and Dick Allen can be successful on the PBA, you can too. But you just have to be.
Are you asking to get your card or like compete? That's the other question too. I mean, it does.
Yeah, you also have to be very realistic because those guys are ridiculously good beyond ridiculously good.
I would never tell anybody to get their card unless they feel like they can compete. Let's just say that, because you're letting yourself down for a letdown if you're not ready for it. Because it can it can derail you mentally.
Yes,
You think you're good and go out there and compete, and then you're done.
Yeah,
it just
well,
it hurts. So
let me see. Mark Birkenbein.
Yep.
Told me that somebody told him regular is like, every once in a while when you do well in tournaments and league and whatever else, you have to go out and bowl a PBA event to find out how bad you actually are.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That gives you a reality check, but it also makes you a lot better for the rest of the stuff. So he's like, every once in a while, go bowl a PBA event, get absolutely destroyed, obliterated, whatever else, and so that then gives you something to work on. And so every once in a while, you do need to put yourself in that situation. That's why, even though we have all these sport tournaments and whatever at the Kansas City tournaments, we haven't missed a tournament. And even with me being still figuring out the lefty thing, I've got to figure, it's helped me a whole bunch bowling these tournaments to figure out what I need to work on, what I need to get better on. Am I actually as accurate as I think I am, or what do I need to do, or whatever else? And so the KC tournaments to take out.
I've missed quite a few of them this year.
Yeah,
it's because I'm bowling something somewhere else though.
Well, we missed a bunch of them. We missed a bunch of them for the last year after year after year, and it's mainly because I was either in the pro shop or we were too busy, didn't have the money, whatever else.
There was always one.
I will be missing.
Yeah, there was
June,
always something.
Apparently, there's a doubleheader June 5th and 6th. I will be missing the 5th.
Oh.
That's the old Trent Bumgarner is getting married that day. So.
Oh, okay. That guy.
Yeah, he was mad.
Finally.
He wanted the bowl. He goes, "Dang it, I'm getting married that day."
Oh God.
Oh.
Yeah, don't phone that one in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, "Dang it, I gotta." Well, I said at least doubles is the next day.
Yeah. At least the doubles the next day. Wow.
We're
And
both.
he can do a singles option, so he can get both.
I said, "When are you leaving for the honeymoon?" He goes, "Oh, I think like Tuesday." I said, "Great, you can." Bowl.
Yeah, you can bowl. Get that wedding thing over with, and then you can bowl.
I will be there the next day though.
Oh my golly gee.
I needed the
gosh.
points day yesterday, so that helped.
Charwall's got a 22nd birthday coming up.
Happy early birthday!
I had one of those a couple decades ago.
Yeah, I had one of those 10 years ago. So
Almost feels like a century ago.
Yeah. Again, Angel's going to be 40 on Sunday, next Sunday.
A week from today.
Yeah.
So the second?
So I was telling Wassmo and Adamski, it's like if you put
It's our test drive.
10 years from now,
Yeah.
if you
The
put
test
the over under 50 tournament in May, she can be my over 50.
Yep.
Boom! Give it to Jason Belmonte.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
All right. So
I
we'll
still
go.
never got to ask Aaron Ramsden who his under was. I didn't ever get to do that.
Yeah.
I know the guy he bowled with, but I can't think of
God.
his name.
I wanted to
Ramsden.
just at the beginning though, before it started, and I was hoping he was going to come back. I was like, I'm ready,
Ramsden.
and he did
Oh.
not come. I was like,
Oh, Ram, that guy. I love that guy. I do. I love that guy.
I really wanted to do that.
I've known Ramsden for
Yeah,
so
okay.
long.
All
The
right.
next time I'm going
So
to ask him. I'm gonna
15
keep it.
minutes until the next PBA playoff show starts. Frankie versus Richie, and Butt Rough versus Bill. It looks like Butt Rough. That guy didn't get teased in high school. And Billy O, my picks. I'm 2-0 so far. I picked Troop, narrowly slid through, and then I picked Larson because he's been bowling really well, and Simo's had some issues recently. But it's more just because Larson's been bowling so well.
Yeah.
So I picked Larson. My picks for today are Frankie, but even though Dick on TV is so hard to. I mean, it's just. But Frankie's been bowling exceptionally well recently, and so it's more of just how well Frankie's been bowling right now than anything against Dick.
Yep.
And then Billy O also because
he's just Billy O in the playoffs.
He's Billy O, and especially
they're in the playoffs.
Watching what Larson did yesterday, that's Billy O's bread and butter. If he can just kind of shove it down the side there, and that's what Larson said. He's like, well, they were tricky, and the right lane was tight, and so I just tried to shove it into the pocket, and that's what Billy's going to do. I bet you anything, Billy's going to be doing the same thing that Larson was doing.
No doubt.
Just giving it that Billy has such a simple, ridiculously versatile game.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably got the most versatile game on tour.
Right.
He can play straight. He can get deeper and get around it. Whatever else, it's so simple. It's so versatile. And Buttriff, just if it's not happening, it's not happening.
Yep.
So
true.
today I picked Frankie and Billy O to move on.
So, yep. Trident Horizon and Venom Shock are looking pretty good to me. Fantastic pieces. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're
Are we signing off here?
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and sign off because
I'm going to give us one last plug here.
Yep.
So for those that have just joined us, head to loop.bowlinglabs.com. You can pick up your Heckin' Urethane t-shirts. Granted, I'm not wearing one. He's not wearing one right now, but most of you know what they are. You can also pick up your Panda Pack patches that support Positive Tails Kansas City for the proceeds. Part of the proceeds go to Positive Tail Kansas City, and it's a good organization, good cause. You can follow me on Facebook at my personal Facebook, or you can follow me at Jonathan Haas Bowling, and we can chat. So come here. For those that did our bracket play in Discord, good luck to you. I'm excited to see the picks.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and your YouTube channel is going to have the first preview.
Yes.
Oh yeah, somebody was asking me about that in a comment. They wanted me to link the link to the motive reviews. Are you going to do it on your own channel or?
I am going to do it on my own channel. So I have got a Trident Horizon video coming out this week, hopefully by Wednesday.
Come here, doggy.
And is your YouTube channel just Jonathan Haas?
Come here, doggy. Come here.
Yeah, it's just John. Yeah, just my name, Jonathan Haas, and there's a JH logo. I can I can show you what it looks like real quick.
Best me still.
Jonathan, who are you in Discord? I am just J Haas. Let me show you real quick what my YouTube looks like. Granted, I do video tournament recaps. Is all I've done right now. I'm kind of just starting it, but we will start getting some stuff out there for you guys.
I know. I'm the best Mr. Dog.
That's what my YouTube channel looks like. If you can see it there.
Yep. Jonathan Haas.
Yep. Simple.
So that'll have the motive reviews on there. So.
Yep. I'm a motive stat player, so you will see some stuff coming out. We've got several stuff we're working on. I will have the new VIP that's coming. I'll have a video of that before too long. I'm going to do some Fatal Venom. We're going to throw a lot of stuff out there. Fatal Venom, Jackal Legacy, even whether you have it or not, just to get some videos out there people can watch. So, thanks.
All right, don't sign off yet. I'm sharing the link.
Okay. Yep. Angel's sharing a link in the chat here. Check out.
Follow me on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Granted,
I need to update your web thing so it actually shows Jonathan.
I know. I need to.
Also, hang out a second.
There it is. Give me a follow. Fatal Ain't It Good. It hooks more than I expected. How about that?
Yeah.
It hooks quite a bit. It is. I like the shape. VIP Affliction. That's right.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Working my close alleys again. I don't hate to hear that.
Oh
I'm sorry.
dear Lord, Steve. They were closed over a year, I think.
It's ridiculous.
That is so sad.
We got 200 subs down Practical Flamings. I have not even nowhere near that many subs. I am just starting it out. But like I said, I have a Trident Horizon video. If you like to see a guy that has low speed, low revs, come follow me, and you'll get to see a good look at it.
But a lot of people commented when Luke added me, though, you can really see what the ball does. And so you start to understand.
My review coming is not really a ball review, but more of a ball motion video. So to really get to see that. And there's no talking. So it's my first one just to give it a look. He makes 10 revs look good. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Baby Duke, as Fruit said. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I was called a Baby Duke.
Yeah.
He's got more hair, though. So,
Yeah.
I'll have to sub after Legacy. I want more motive stuff in my back. Fantastic. But just because I'm on here, don't want you to sway from Storm stuff, too, either. So, got any more?
Nope, I think we're good. So, PBA show starts in.
If you're gonna do it, it's what you want to do.
What? It just makes sense.
Then do it.
Exactly, Steve. I mean, come on now.
So, for those of you who are still hanging out, I am going to sign off with this. Been working on a small project here recently, and it will be out soon.
You did say you were going to tease
the PBA show, the PBA playoffs. Next show, Troop 1 against Andrew Anderson, and Thomas Larson just obliterated Simonson. He would have obliterated anybody because he shot like 2, and he was even trying out a different ball because he already had that game locked up. Otherwise, he would have gone 279, 279.
Do you think anybody could have beat him?
No. Thomas Larson was winning that show, so it's unfortunate that Simonson caught him. Simonson didn't really bowl that bad, so
sometimes you just catch the wrong guy at the wrong time.
Yeah. So today, Frankie versus Dick Allen, and then Buttrick versus Billy O.
Sorry.
So that show is starting in 5 to 10 minutes.
Yep.
Starting at 12:30 p.m. Central. It's 12:23 p.m. Central. And I will leave you with this. We will see y'all later.